Hello and welcome everyone to PMPL Pakistan Spring Season 2023. I'm your host Anna, and with me on desk today again is Fritz. And well, yesterday was a great day. So was the day before it, and we have already
Yes.
entered the third day of week 1. How are you
A
feeling,
hat
Fritz?
trick. A hat trick of great days, Ahana. That's what I feel. That's what I feel. A
Yup.
hat trick of great days, and I am super stoked to see today's games.
So
I8
am
is
I.
one of the teams which I have been looking forward to. Day number one was very good for them. Day number two, not the best possible one. They were able to get one good game out of all of that ruckus, that map of Erangel, where they stood third and had a lot of frags to their name. But that was about it for Team I8. So I'd like to see Team I8 make a bit of a comeback, maybe see themselves on the top of the leaderboard. But we'll have to wait and watch for that.
Absolutely. We are going to be taking a look at the schedule so far. We have already arrived at half point of week 1. It is going to be the third day, 2 more days, and then the week 1 ends. We will be walking into week 2, and we do have 3 days on 7th, 8th, and 9th of April that are going to be the grand finals. Again, Fritz, I cannot emphasize this more that we are going to have some great bonus matches coming up very
Yep.
soon in the ends of the weeks, and that is going to be really, really important for the teams to go through. However, this is what they are fighting for. This prize pool, it's huge, it's humongous. What do you feel about this, Fritz?
Hey, $70,000. If I were there in Pakistan, I'd definitely register for the tournament and try to qualify. I mean, getting $7,000 if you're on top, that's what I would want. Even there's a prize for the most valuable player as well. So that race is also going on. So $1,000 for him, no problem whatsoever. Especially till now, what I've seen, it could be 3x Cairo because I've seen this player make a lot of impact in the game. Also, talking about the bonus points, weekly bonus, league bonus, which adds up to the total bonus, which will be added to the initial points, this will help the teams to climb up that leaderboard, especially in map number 5, the map of Vikendi.
Absolutely, and the map of Vikendi is going to be very, very important. However, these are not the only points that we are going to be distributing out to our players. There is the main point structure as well, which goes on for 10 points for the one going in with the chicken dinner, and then descending all the way till the 8th position. Nothing for the ones from 9th to 16th, however, but there are going to be elimination points that each and every team can qualify for.
You get that chicken, you get that 10 pointer. That is something I think most of the teams are going to vie for, especially the teams in the middle, especially the teams around that 10th rank. So that is something I'm looking forward to today. Better position, better frags from teams on that particular stage of the game. So let's see how does that go for the other teams.
Absolutely. And well, these are the teams we have in pocket. These are the ones that are going to be served for you today and for the rest of the league as well, because these are the 20 teams that made it here. There are 12 invited, there are 8 qualified teams, all merged together in 5 different groups of 4 teams each. And they are going to be shuffled all through. However, let's take a look at what their storyline looks like on the overall ranking, because all of our teams, they have created themselves some position already.
That is true. And even some teams like Team BABLU, who were not very efficient on day number one, even the starting of day number two wasn't great. But these teams, they were able to, recover in the second half of day number two. So that is something which was in the favor of Team BABLU. They were on the second charge. But now, if you see on the overall standings, Team BABLU sits on the sixth spot. 55 points, not very far away from the top spot as well, just 12 points away. So it is really a game of chickens right now. Whoever gets a good game will jump out on top. But the team which has been consistent, which has been very consistent so far, Team XGeneration. We need teams more like this. Plus, even Team XGeneration need a chicken to solidify their position on that first spot. But if that does not happen, again, consistency becomes a very, very big problem for most of these teams.
Absolutely. However, talking about consistency, there seems to be a lot towards the teams going all the way from 16th to 20th position. They haven't even shuffled one position up or down. They've literally stuck where they are. However, this is still a chance. There are still 3 more days. That means 15 more matches to be played, out of which obviously they will be sitting out one each. So let's say 12 more matches for each single team. And at the end of all of it, they will get the chance of going for the bonus match. So let's see if they're going to be able to qualify themselves for the bonus match, because currently it does not seem like they're in a position to go ahead and make the best of it. But very soon we might see them change things around.
I'd say one good game for either of these teams. One good game, and they had that opportunity to come back into the game. By a good game, I do mean a game with 20 plus points. That's what you need right now to get yourself out of that dump. That will even boost the confidence, right? Especially for teams like HellRaisers, Team Negatives. They've not been performing very great. Although I'd say HellRaisers, they've been getting those 4 or 5 points recently. So now, if I see a big jump from them, I won't be surprised. But Team Negatives is one of the teams I'm really concerned about. Not the best possible uh, games that have been going on for them. 2 games, no points earned, and they've been sitting ducks with the 20 points. So they really need to buck up. And I do hope day number 3 is a bit better for them.
Absolutely. There's a lot of teams that do have the potential of coming back up on top. We did see Regicide perform really well.
Hmm.
We did see more games coming in from the side of TUF as well. So let's see how much they are gonna be able to change themselves. However, here we have two of the very nicely performing teams from yesterday, one for one official and seventh element. Great stats coming in from both the teams, a lot of eliminations, a lot of knocks, and a great conversion rate from knocks to eliminations from both the teams.
More importantly, I'd say for the side of 7th element, because
Yeah.
they've got 40 frags to their name, one for one. Even though the damage is higher than what 7th element has, the frag department still seems to be a bit low. In terms of damage received, though, there's a big disparity between the two. There's 7k damage received for the side of team 7th element. So that is a huge number to have. Though some highlights from the previous days as well. Magnus Esports, this was the team that got completely eliminated. Divine, great nades. Then the follow up was great as well. You did not let your knocked player get completely finished off, and that's a sign of great teams. That yes, their trades are going to happen, but you need to make sure that you're able to revive your player after the fight has ended.
Absolutely. And our teams, both of the ones that we are currently talking about, one for one as well as seventh element, both have shown some great metal, some great games to us in the last 2 days. I'm expecting to see much more coming in for the next 3 ones because, again,
Hmm.
even though one for one official has shown great potential, it hasn't put them on the top of the chart yet. They are on the first page, they are still on the top 7 or top 8 teams, but still not on the top three. And top three is what you want to be at, not just
Yes.
because it's like a good position, but also because it helps you make sure solidify that you are gonna go ahead and participate in the in the bonus match. And in the
Yes.
bonus match, if you do make sure that you are getting a good rank, you have a great starting point for the finals, and that's very important because the finals are not going to be as long as our
Hmm.
leagues are. We have 5 days each, but on finals we have only 3 days total. So you
That
want to
is
make
true.
sure you walk in with the most advantage possible, because out of
Hmm.
three, even if you have one bad day, it crumbles everything.
And that has already happened. I'd say I8. Look at them. They had such a great day number 1, but after day number 2, they've slipped quite a bit in terms of positions. And this is not what you'll want in the grand finals. You would want to have the best consistency as possible. You would like to be in the top 3 again and again, so that day number 3 does not become very very difficult for you. Because I've seen teams who are like 5th and 6th in the leaderboard. They're not very far away from achieving that first position, but then a few bad decisions on the final day will put you into the dump. You slip down to all the way maybe 10th, maybe 11th position, and there's no coming back from that particular place. So this is something teams would like to avoid. Play consistent, be consistent, try to read your opponent as much as possible, because all of this will really help you during the grand finals.
Absolutely. And well, looking at all the maps that our teams are going to be playing today, we are going to be starting off all the way from Sanhok. I love the map. I am very happy for a very great start to an amazing day. And then a couple of Erangels, and right after that, a couple of Miramars. So the teams are going to be playing Erangel and Miramar consecutively for 2 matches in a row. I mean, 3 out of 4 groups will be. So that's something they do want to, be prepared for.
That is true, and the orientation is different. The setting is different for these 5 maps, but it is very similar to day number 1. You have 2 Wrangles there, you have 2 Miramar and a Sanhok, but Sanhok being played first. Your favorite map, Ahana, comes out
Yes.
first. What feelings
Yes.
do you have right now?
I am very excited. I cannot wait for the match to begin because, again, Sanhok. I
All right.
have zero patience when it comes to Sanhok. And I feel like Sanhok is one of the maps where people do show a lot of patience, a lot of,
Yes, they
waiting
do.
and holding. But still, I am like a completely opposite person who's just looking for more and more running around, fragging around, and just then lying down in the grass whenever you feel like someone spotted you. But yeah,
Uh-huh.
I feel like Sanhok is one of the maps which is played very differently, specifically in this region compared to the rest of the world. We do see more action in Sanhok. So yeah, cannot wait for all the action to come right up on our screens.
That is true. Game number one, the game of
Hmm.
Sandhogs. It is going to be definitely interesting to see. The world of snakes is what I like to say. The map of Sandhogs, and I did get some information very early on that we don't see a lot of snakes in this region, but that hasn't been true. I have
Yeah.
seen the past 2 days. We've seen a lot of players just sitting in the grass. That too all alone. I'm not sure what the strategy has been for this region, but I do see a lot of solo plays for no reason from many of these teams. They'll have all of their four players alive, but one of their players would be just sitting on a mountaintop, like 200-300 meters away from his teammates who are camping in a compound, and he'll be all alone. The best he can do is get one and get traded, and that has happened a lot. So I would like to see a change in that game style. I would like to see a change in that gameplay, so that you work as a team, you try to trade those knocks, and then eventually finish off a team without taking any losses. But let's see, though. I mean, in a very short span of time, doing that won't really be realistic. Is what I think.
Absolutely. We are going to be having to, just wait and watch for all of this to happen. Because again, Pakistan is a very different region. We
Yes,
do
it
see
is.
players come up with something very out of the ordinary a lot of the
Uh-huh.
times. And I feel like it might also be one of the, mind tricks that goes on when players just, locate themselves so far away from each other. Not only does that give a far fetched angle for one of the players to cover for the rest of the team, it also gives the rest of the team the ability to stay concealed while one of their players still
Yes.
gets picked off in trying to, get freaks. So let's see how it works out. I am just waiting to see how this amalgamation of teams is going to be performing on this one, because today team E, like group E teams, are going to
Uh-huh.
be sitting out on the map of Sanhok. We did see group C sitting out on the first day, and then group D sitting out on the second. So yeah, it's going to be a whole different lineup that shows up. I just want to see how they, coordinate with each other, how they,
Uh-huh.
sabotage each other's strats.
Oh, yes, because there's a new group coming into play.
Exactly.
So it is going to be interesting to see the permutations and combinations coming in. Till now, both of the Sandhawks, we've seen some fights at boot camp. The first map had literally a drop clash, but the second one had sort of a rotational clash where there was a team trying to rotate, got caught off guard in the boot camp region, and they were picked off. But I'd like to see some more fights. Maybe three teams at boot camp is what I'd like to see. We see that at Paradise. We've seen three teams drop at Paradise, and then two different teams rotate to Paradise to fight it out. So it's essentially five teams fighting it out at Paradise Resort. We've seen that happen, but the same thing hasn't
Absolutely.
happened on boot camp till now. I'm a bit.
Well, Paradise
I
Resort is the new boot camp.
Oh yeah, maybe that's true. But even when the map launched, I think these were the two hotspots that usually had a lot of crowd going to boot camp and Paradise Resort because of the loot that they offered. So I won't be surprised if I see a lot of teams dropping in Paradise this time again. But boot camp, I mean, my personal favorite. I like to see some players there.
Well, let's see how this turns out for you. But right now, the plane path has already cut its way through right from the center. Already, Sanhok being one of the maps where it's very easy to go to any place. Making a centralized plane path just makes all the teams have every single benefit they need to their favor to go ahead and reach their preferred drop locations. I am feeling like Paradise Resort will obviously be very populated, but Bootcamp might be a location people would want to avoid right now, considering that it's literally under the plane path, and that would mean quick and early drop clashes if it happens.
It is. I think I do see the players of Team QWERTY clashing it out against the players of Team 3X. Interested to see that fight. I'm really interested to see that fight. We also have the players of Team Faulty Rebels, and they might be facing it out against Kilua from the Grounders. So that's another fight that potentially might happen. But other than that, the players are very perfectly split out. Magnus Esports, they have a good control of Paradise Resort. No teams near them who will challenge them out. Maybe once Team Negatives is done with their loot, they might be able to throw a look in there, but that should be about it. But here we go, Team QWERTY versus 3X and these shotguns. This is something I've seen just in this region, and that it is just working out perfectly. Mom to put in a 1v3, he's taken down two. And now finally Cairo showing up, supporting his teammate. 3X, they do get the squad elimination, but again at the cost of two different players.
How many seconds? How many seconds have has it been since we walked into the game? Like, excuse me. This is the aggression that you see when you come to boot camps, specifically in the Pakistan region. I mean, this was very quick. It ended very quickly. But however, yes, I am happy that 3x started aggressively right off the bat. But I am not as excited about how the game goes for them further from here, because again, just two players on your team right now. Even though Sanhok seems to be one of the maps where no teams actually reach with all fours towards the last circle, I don't feel like it's a great start.
Let's
Good
see
chunk
though.
of elimination points though.
Mhm. That is true. That's true. But for now, the faulty defense. This is what I'm not a big fan of. You don't have early loot, but still you start scouting for your team. I mean, let's focus on the loot first. Let's stick together and focus on the loot. And if you then spot a player, maybe then it's the IGL's call to fight it out or not. But yeah, I mean, for now they're all in clear. They do have a lot of compounds around to loot. 3x though, yeah, definitely you have 4 points to your name. And the way 3x has been playing, I mean, they focus more on these number of frags that they have rather than a bit of team play. Because even yesterday they had a really good last game of Miramar. But the only thing missing was their fourth player. If they had four players, the results could have been different. Is what I felt. But anyway, HellRaisers on our screens right now. For now, all of the four players are surviving. They are also looting. I think this is one of the camps that they're trying to loot. Maybe Alpha or Bravo. Tears, Adnan. We have next MVP and another player as well. XGeneration on the other hand, a very consistent team on day number one. I'd say the same thing for them on day number two as well. But
Except for
they,
the last match.
yeah, except for the last match, and plus they, I think, sat out one of the games as well. So out
Yeah.
of the four, we saw them in two different games. They were pretty consistent there. I think third or fourth position is what they had with 4-5 kills. So not at all bad considering the way they played. So yeah, X Generation looking good right now. Talking about freestyle again, another team that likes to start it slow. Once they have good decent loot, that is when they decide to strike out.
Yup. They did make that one of their cheeky strats to go ahead for. However, here's something I noticed. I'm not sure if you noticed it too.
Hmm.
Uh, Team 3x. Team 3x is not playing with the same roster that they had when they got that chicken.
Oh, okay.
Miracle is missing.
And
And Miracle
that
was
was,
the man.
yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly. He was the man who had like 3 out of 4 firsts in the match summary. And Zarbaf was following up with him on all three of those positions. And then the one position where Zarbaf had more readings, there Miracle was following up with him. So, however, I do see Zarbaf, but I see no comeback sitting in. So Miracle has set this match out, and well, no comeback has already been taken out of the game. So let's see how that impacts the team altogether. I feel like
Hmm.
somewhere the comms also might be a little bit unusual for the team, because I'm not saying that any player is lesser than the other, but I do feel like the comfort level you start building with a player that you every single day play with is different than that with a person that just shows up one day and then you have to start going into a tournament with them.
For now, Virus though has been able to get drop shot, and this is what I was talking about in the pre-game segment. Yeah, you have Arham to sort of support drop shot, but he's far away. I mean, look at this. The player gets a frag, Virus gets a frag, and now he has a free opportunity to back off because it's just Arham,
Absolutely.
and it won't be very a good decision for him to push in right now. So I'm not sure what's up with the region though. Arham gets taken down because of a third party from I8. Everything is falling apart for the players of Team Freestyle. This is not what they wanted to be their first game, but it is happening right now, and they had to take a more passive role throughout the whole game. Team Tough, they'll be happy. They'll be happy with Virus going scouting, getting that first
Ooh.
frag. And even Thor has been able to dish out a lot of damage onto Wasi. He will be able to, even if he was knocked out, I think he'll be able to make it to cover. The revival would have been thrown in. So Team Tough looking set for now. Definitely Thor will reset, but after that they'll be waiting for zone number one to close it and then follow with their rotation.
I am just astounded by the rigidness coming in from the side of Virus. Virus just does not want to let anyone go. He did back off to save himself, but he is investing again in the fight with freestylers. And here's the thing: great for you. You can go ahead, take the damage points for yourself. However, that does not add up to the leaderboard. But Iconic Sayet is literally sitting right in front of you, trying to make the best of the situation. The moment you start firing at freestylers, they are gonna start, picking them off as well. So even though Virus is playing for TUF, he might just be creating more advantage for Agon XI8 than he is for TUF, because right now he's literally going on solo for that fight against freestylers.
Not esports though for now. Maybe they have an idea about TFD. That's what I think, because most of the players were looking in this direction. Leon, he knows that there is a team in the nearby compound, but he's making sure that there is no other player just roaming around the particular hill and trying to cover his teammates. TFD is in a difficult spot, I'd say now, because 200 meters to get inside the zone. Seth, as soon as he starts crossing, he will attract some attention from the players of Team North Esports, and Leon is completely stuck. And Seth gets third partied
Damn,
as
stop
well.
that.
This is very difficult for the players of Team TFD now.
It is. However, there was an opportunity for Leon to spot Mars. He literally missed it. And now there's two last members remaining from the side of North Esports. And Leon is not even looking in the right direction to actually know that the area is clearing out for his team to move in. However, for now, they are going to be under attack from the side of the grounders. Now we have to see if the grounders are going to be grounded or get the faulty devils grounded.
Let's see. This is gonna be an interesting battle to witness. Magnus though, facing off against Team Tough, a good
Ooh.
nade onto Thor, only if it was a little bit uncooked in that situation. If it traveled a bit more distance, Thor was definitely down on the ground. Does not happen though. Zen still trying to follow up with a few nades of his own. Thor replying with a nade as well. Zen gets a bit tagged on that HP bar, and he's alone once again. I'm not sure what is happening to the players of Team Magnus. They've left Zen all alone. I can see them moving a bit closer on the mini map, but let's see if they do come in with the cover fire on time, and I think they do. Drolin, he's focusing more on the players of Team HellRaisers, but the fight on hand right now is against the players of Team Tough, and Zen just puts a nade right on point. Virus is down on the ground, and that should be the go ahead for his team. Zibian confirms that knock with a nade of his own, but Drolin
Oh.
gets caught off guard by Thor's nade. Nubix is able to take down a player of Team I8. Magnus, they did get an opening, but they're not able to capitalize on it. Two of their players have been picked off, and Team Tough now have that upper hand.
Absolutely. Team Tough is stepping up quite a bit, and I am excited to see them go ahead, make their way in. However, right now, Zen is left alone. His mental Zen is not gonna be working out for him right now. He definitely has to be sweating right now, being like, oh my god, I'm literally alone in front of these players. Lying down in grass definitely saved him, but for how long is the question, because I feel like Team Tough might just be on the lookout of finding him and eliminating the whole squad, because that.
For now, the Magnus, yeah, just one player standing in their whole team and playing for the position point, because if he gets eliminated right now, no points for him in terms of position. Yes, Zen had a frag that was confirmed by Zibian's nade, but that's about it. Even Star joining the fight, taking one of the players of Team Negatives down. Shahir is knocked out. Let's see if Team Negatives is able to reply back with a knock of their own, or maybe get Shahir back and then fight it as a 4v4. HellRaisers, Nubix try to scout out. I think zone number 2, because it is with them, they don't have a lot of trouble. Shahir though gets completely picked off. That's the first player down for Team Negatives, not the start they were looking for.
Well, Team Negatives does have to make sure that Shahir survives for as long as possible, because so far the only player from their side that I have seen perform has been Shahir. So not a great early loss for a team like that. However, Hellraisers, Adnan is holding an angle that he's gonna be able to utilize to his advantage when he sees teams rotating around. However, for now, yeah, the better choice is to move forward, because the moment you know that there's a clearance, you should walk in, specifically on a map like Sanhok where distances close in faster than you expect.
Mostly on Sanhok, what I see, Hana, is people rotating on foot, and that's an important thing, because I myself have tried using vehicles in custom rooms, and I know how I get destroyed because of the sound they make. Random sprays come in, random sprays connect from a very long distance, and you get taken down. Though Star is trying to use a vehicle, I hope everything goes positive for them, because it hasn't for me.
Well, we'll have to see. We'll have to see. Right now, AC in a lot of danger. They did charge in with a lot of aggression, did not result into much for them. Lost two players already to the Grounders, and the Grounders are holding the upper hand in this fight. HUE still survives with two more players on their side. Assad and Tarzan, both of them, very far away from each other, not gonna have much opportunity to, fix themselves. But there, will they be spotted? No, Assad just saved himself with a single tree cover. This is the sleep plays that come in from the side of a map like Sanhok. But
Oh,
there he goes. He has been spotted, and the nade is being, you know, targeted, but it's way far from Assad. Wait, are you just gonna walk into it? No, okay, he saved himself.
and Tarzan gets it off a destroyer as well. So it's essentially a player down for the players of the Grounders. The cover fire from the player comes in at a very good time, and Tarzan, what were those shots? Killua
Well,
instantly deleted off the server. A great knock. Tarzan tries to follow up with a nade of his own, and does it land? It is very close, but it does not. I think it just was not on the right side of the wall. It was on the other side. Goku Bordo gets a knock onto Tarzan, and now it's all down to Assad. He's all alone. Let's see if he's able to get even one in this situation, because the backup has arrived for the players of the Grounders as well. Not even able to get a single knock. The Grounders, they get inside the zone, they get a frag as well. With 5 defeats, they're still moving forward.
absolutely. And only one defeat for Quantum Rage. Again, we know this team, they do climb up very slowly, but when they do make sure that the chicken goes to them. However, right now, they have confirmed elimination of Team Agonex I8. Again, I was expecting much better results from the side of Agonex I8. Not only are they defending champions, but alongside, they also have the MVP from last season in their team now. However, still getting fragged out so early in the game, just something I wasn't expecting. By the third day, I was expecting them to become a consistent top team, but it's just not looking like that as of now.
Hmm. Let's see the team tough right now. M7 Thor, Edgar. All of these three players, they're just focusing on survival right now. They do also have the edge of the zone, so gatekeeping will also become a factor. But do they know that Team HellRaisers is slowly and steadily crawling in behind them? And HellRaisers, this is a good start to a game. I mean, for a team that is on second last position, they've got 2 frags to their name. They're slowly in the top 13 as well. All of their 4 players are alive. HellRaisers, they started off good on day number 3. Let's see if they're able to continue this early momentum that they've gained into a good game altogether. Maybe a top 4, top 5 with good number of frags, maybe 6, 7 frags. Let's see if that's the target for the players of Team HellRaisers or not. Again, the Grounders though, they've been very quick on the trades here. Yes, Mr. Black goes down, but instantly it's Killua who just makes things equal. I think though the Grounders have lost a player, because of which it makes them a 3-man squad. But that is something Team Quantum Race does not know, right? So they have to be very careful. Plus, there's a bit of a disadvantage for Quantum Race. They're struggling with the zone. They are also being essentially put in for the third party as well. But it's Killua from the Grounders who's got a couple of knocks. Okay, it's Evil Boy who's helping him finish those off as well. So the Grounders looking in a very good spot right now. 7 frags to their name. Top 12 is what they are in right now.
Absolutely, and I feel like the Grounders might themselves, be one of the teams that go to the last few circles in this game because they are looking pretty strong as of today. I am liking the way their game is going so far. Team Tough is also not disappointing at all. I mean, we did start off with one virus did get picked off, but both of these teams still surviving on are making good impact in the overall game, and I am a fan of that. I'm basically a fan of that. And again, both of these teams do have a long way to climb, but they're also not the teams that have almost zero chance at making it. So I would really love to see them make themselves spots in the top 5 or top 6. That's just something I'm looking forward to. However, North Esports, they did come up with a great game yesterday. Today their condition, however, does not reflect the same.
Just one man left behind the rock outside the zone. Nothing can go more wrong right now, and the best he can hope for is that this buggy helps him get inside. That it will,
Nah.
but I don't know for how long he's been able to get in. Even for Team Star, it's Miracle all alone, but he does have some good cover to play around. Maybe not if he does not consider the players on the left, but for now he's surviving, so that's good for him. Team Tough, Again, all snakes around the corner. They have themselves a good high ground in sorts against the players of team Tough. Okay, so Hellraisers have a high ground against the players of team Tough, and they all have all of their four players surviving. So Thor will be spotted first if the players of team Hellraiser sneak in, but it's Chapu from the play from the side of team Freestyle who get a knock on to M7, who will attract the players of Team Tough for the revivals. And let's see if that helps the players of Team Hellraisers to confirm these frags or not. Hellraisers also lose a player in the process to the same player, Chapu. So they definitely have a player who has a vantage point on all of the on both of these teams basically.
Absolutely. However, freestylers do have a lack of man count on their favor. Oh, sorry, on their disadvantage, nonetheless. But yes, that has to prove to be, disadvantageous eventually going further into the circles. However, right now it seems like the circle is already secured by freestylers. They are all the way in, but the teams TUF, teams Hellraisers, they are all just struggling to make their way in. And well, Hellrangers might just get their life lost to Thor. And if that happens, that's just another advantage in kill points, in finish points, that is going to be acquired by Tough. And look at that, not esports. Got all
Uh,
eliminated too quickly.
Even the players of Team Hellraisers as well. I thought they were doing good, but a bit too passive is what I'll say. They
Yep.
had the four players. They should have taken a decision early on to either get inside the zone early or at least take a fight from one of these teams. They just too chickened out to take a decision and just got eliminated by sitting idle. Freestyle, they did play a bit of role in that, I'd say, getting one of the players knocked out who was trying to flank the players of Team Tough, but there should have been a call made. It did not, and that has led to their elimination. Team X Generation, though, in top six, that's a great game, I'd say, but not in terms of frags. They just got one. They need to improve on that. Team BABLU, though, three defeats, looking forward towards the fourth. Is he? I don't think so. He's inside the zone, not at all. He is being pressured by BABLU's Wasi a bit to the left, and that should be an easy frag onto Izzy. Teen Wolf, though, he is also fighting on some other friends as well. He has been able to get a knock. Let's see if he's able to confirm that or not.
Well, we'll very definitely see that. But in the meanwhile, talking about Team Bablu, if the next circle favors them, they have the best position on the map right now. They have the only few compounds that are available, and look at that. They have spread out in all four of them to make sure that none of it is getting taken down by anyone else. They have also acquired a vehicle to make sure that if it comes to that, they are able to, take a longer rotate through outside the circle and go back in on a different position. However, the vehicle right now is going to be used to rotate around and make it easier for the team to target the faulty devils. The faulty devils have zero chance standing here. I do feel like X Generation and 3X are going to be face to face very quickly, and in that fight, if X Generation wins, it's going to be a devastating one. X Generation's game has gone down little in the last match from yesterday and today. I'm not seeing the number of eliminations they were able to secure earlier coming up on charts anymore, and survival has become one of their, main targets. Considering the fact that they are very high up on the leaderboard, but still without any chickens to their name. And well, Team TUF, Team Freestylers, Team Bablu, again, a lot of new names that we have great hopes from coming up, rising up. And that's just how I want to see this happen. However, my bets for now are going to be on 3X and Leader.
Oh, Edgar though, not in a great spot. Not in a great spot. He is getting some
Oh,
cover fire from M7, but I don't think so. It's gonna be long lived. Yes, the nade connects. Thor goes down. M7 has been taken care of as well. It's all down to Edgar, who gets third partied. Shot in the back from Freestyle Chapu, and he's making sure that he at least gets those position points. Hub also spotted. The shot's not connecting. I think just a pixel was spotted there for just it was not shootable. Psycho though takes care of Bablu Wasi. Wasi has been taken care of, and there's no one near him to get that revival. This could be very, very difficult for the players of Team Bablu to bounce back in. Pan, he is trying to make an angle onto the player of Team Freestyle, who's one of the players has been taken down. So it is essentially just last remaining player who will be taken down by reviews. So it's Bablu versus Team X Generation. Psycho dodging the bullets of reviews. He has been able to get himself with some cover, but with very little HP. Wasi will get that revival. It's now a 4v3, but one of the players of Team X Generation is knocked, and I don't think so Shamir Boy is getting a revival. Thug also spotted, also sprayed upon. This is a Bablu game through and through now.
Absolutely. It looks like Bablu is not going to be compromising on anything at all. And look at that. The way the HP bars are going down for X Generation, it will take the whole team down on the second position while Team Bablu goes in with the winner chicken dinner for themselves. The second one coming in for a team that we did not have high hopes for. And well, this is the game that they are very well known for in this region. Team Bablu making a solid start. And again, first match of the third day of week one. This is a great finish to a great start.
Oh, great winner chicken dinner. Team Bablu, they played it passive. They had all of their four players surviving, and it paid off. It paid off dividends. And Team Bablu with 18 points. Even yesterday they got a chicken, right, Ahana? So
Absolutely, and even
it
that was with
is.
18 points.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
But it is great. I mean, consistency. Consistency is what you need, and another 18 pointer on the board. Great game from Team Bablu. We'll have some more insights about this game after a short break, guys. Do not go anywhere. Be right back with the post game analysis.
well, what a great start to the third day of week one. I mean, I'm already very happy with the fact that we got to see, Sanhok at the beginning itself. I'm also
Uh-huh.
happy to see that a team that we were, wanting to see climb up has finally made it their mission in life to have at least one chicken every single day. And Bablu going in with the second chicken for themselves. And I think that's the second team to go ahead with that,
Yes,
hoping for great
second
things
team.
for.
I do also hope the same. Team Bablu, they looked sharp in this game. I mean,
Yep.
the way they avoided fights, I'd say, is the first very thing that came to my mind by seeing the number of frags that they had. Because 5 frags is what they got in the final fight, where they had two different teams, Freestyle and Team X Generation, and 3 is what they had earlier. So a good choice of fights that they took. Again, in Sanhok, you cannot take every fight because after that first zone closes, it's very difficult to take head-on fights without getting third-partied, so that is a factor you need to keep in mind. But yeah, man, I mean, overall, Team Bablu, no questions, no problems at all. Top 16 is the race right now, and getting 18 points will put you one step closer to qualifying.
Absolutely. However, the MVP is coming from the side of Team Tough. I was wanting to see Team Tough win this one, to be very honest. But the moment I put that out there, the Caster's Curse just played its magic and we saw them get eliminated on fourth position. But however, six eliminations coming from Edgar 7. Just one more away from his name, wasn't it?
He was just one away. But that means even Team Tough had a great game, because Edgar getting 6 elimination, that means 6 points at least, and I did see them in top 5. So not a bad game for Team Tough too. Another team, Team X Generation. We're talking about their consistency and we cannot stop on it, because again in this game they ended up second on the leaderboard.
Absolutely. Seventh Element, however, did not perform as well as we were
Yes.
expecting them to be. However, let's take a look at all the players that left a great impact on this one. We are seeing team. Oh, it's been a while since we saw five completely different team representatives make it to the top players, and I'm happy about that.
At least a close game. At
Yeah,
least a close game is what we had. Edgar definitely leading the charts, no questions there. Followed by Malik, Mr. Khala, Shamir Boy, and reviews. We have seen most of these players, except for I'd say Malik and Mr. Khala, in the previous few charts.
yep.
So that's good additions to have. That means all of the different teams are also now performing. Edgar on top in terms of highest elimination and damage. Destroyer has a good number of assists as well for the side of Team Grounders, I think. And Team Negatives is Buzzit has the most healing done. So
Well,
Negative is still taking a lot of shots on them, but I don't think so they were able to accumulate a lot of points from this game either.
absolutely. However, the second person coming in from the side of negatives is also right up there, Guru Boy. But yeah, I am happy to see Team Negatives actually make their mark somewhere on the match, and I'm hoping for great things to come from them. But here it is, all the teams that left the biggest dents for the ones following them. Really unexpected chart here. I mean, we did think that X Generation was gonna be somewhere here. Team Star really stepped up a lot to be on the seventh position altogether. They weren't looking very good. Like on the overall leaderboard, they have been in last five. The Faulty Devils weren't
Yes.
looking as good either, but they did make it to the first page of this chart. And I mean, I am excited to see these teams come up. Even TUF hadn't been looking as strong earlier. they too made an impact. So this was a very unusual match, and one that puts us back to the thought process where we are like, okay, anything can happen. We cannot be sure
Yeah.
of who's going in, who's not.
It is correct. It is correct. I mean, there have been a lot of changes, even in day number one and even in day number two in terms of overall standings, and that I think the trend will continue till day number four, till we have those consistent teams, really coming out on top. So we'll be waiting for the game number two, but before that, here are some highlights from game number 11. QWERTY, they did drop out very early on, but since they were able to take down two players of Team 3X with them, they were not completely out of the game. They had 2 points to their name.
Absolutely. And well, I feel like all of these teams do need to, start making a consistent approach towards the game, because again, Team QWERTY
Uh-huh.
did finish off with the chicken yesterday, but today they were the first one to get eliminated. We did see seventh element secure two chickens for themselves as well, but today they did not survive with even up to the top five for this
Oh,
match.
yes.
So I am looking for new teams to make their place. However, I am not looking for
Okay.
the older top teams to actually, trail that far behind at least, because you do want to make sure that there's a constant competition everywhere. You don't want to be a one hit wonder. You don't want to be someone people are able to, forget. So yeah, that consistency is
Yes.
going to be very, very essential. However, we'll just take a look at the overall rankings to find out which teams are going to be leading the leaderboard. And wait a second, what
Oh,
did I just see? Team Bablu all the way up to second position. Well done.
I mean, there's an interesting jump as well. XGeneration got that first spot, 74 points. They were, I think, either third or fourth once the day started.
Yep.
But this 9 pointer, even just 9 points is enough to, tip the balance in your favor. That is what has happened for Team X Generation. Just 1 point away from Bablu. Even 3X Esports is lingering around the same corner. But Seventh Element is yet to play a game.
Yeah.
So they're one game short. We might see Seventh Element reclaiming their throne. Talking about the second play, the Grounders, Team H2E, even Team Tough. Yes, you're correct there, Hana. They have been able to jump up to 13. They were trailing, I think, around the 16th position. So
Yep.
it's a good game for the side of Team Tough. But still, Faulty Devils, Negatives, HellRaisers, a long way to go.
Yep, I think Team Star did secure themselves 5 points, was on the upper side of the leaderboard right now, but it does not
Okay.
seem like that added much to their, overall total,
Yes.
because again, it feels like the first few teams for the first match today just took way too many eliminations to their name,
Uh
that
huh.
the teams following behind did not have as many points as could, help them shuffle the leaderboard at all. However,
That is true.
that did give the upper teams a good chance to go ahead and make themselves a little bit of jump, because again, it wouldn't have been possible for TUF or the grounders to make any movement at all if it was an even distributed finish count on the teams.
Yes, that this is correct. And what I want to see right now, from Team Tough, especially because they're trailing on the bottom leaderboard, they're around that 13, 14 spot now. They've got one good game, great. That is a great start. But now I'd like to see them perform a bit better on this map of Erangel, because Sanhok, I think, is sort of a one-shot game where you get an opportunity on a very enclosed map where there are a lot of teams who I'd say would say that this map specifically is a bit luck oriented, because the zones of Sanhok are not at all supporting you. They cannot be predicted, and once they take those hard checks, it's very difficult for you to get inside the zone. But Erangel, as per se, is a bit easier. It's easier to predict the zones, it's easier to move into the zones. The rotations become a bit easier as well. So if you perform perfectly on Erangel, that is when I'll think Team Tough really has a chance to qualify, because still there are other teams who I think could perform a bit better than them. So I'd really want them to, Team Tough, to prove their metal right now. The remainder of the four games, what I'm asking right now is 20-25 points combined from all of these four maps. And if Team Tough is able to do that, I think their qualification would be more than guaranteed.
Absolutely. And all of our teams do need to keep in mind that right now the most important thing for them is to perform really good in all 5 days of the league matches, to make sure that on the fifth day they are able to play the bonus match. The bonus match is going to carry a lot of weightage with it, because it's going to result into an initial point advantage that you walk into the finals with. So if you want to make sure that you have a seat at the table and a high one, you want to make sure you have great bonus point collections.
Yes, yes, that is correct. I mean, bonus points is something that will help you get those dollars up as well. So the
Yeah.
more position that you have, the better the dollars will be, and bonus points are going to be the key to your success in that particular situation. But yes, game number two Erangel very shortly will be underway. I'd ask you for your prediction right here, Ahana. Game number two Erangel, who you think is taking the chicken?
Okay. So Erangel has been a strong one for Aegon XI8,
Okay,
but I am not expecting much from them just yet because they generally take a couple of matches before they are able to show their best metal.
all right.
I saw a really great game coming in from the side of 3x. They even managed to survive all the way into the last circle,
Mm-hmm.
but it's not gonna be enough. If the comms get corrected, I can see 3x getting up high. However, the
All
winner
right.
for this team, for this map, I want it to be tough, but
Oh,
statistically,
okay.
I
Uh
feel
huh.
like X Generation might take this one or Seventh
I
Element.
really All right, but I really don't think so. Statistics do play a role in the battle royale system.
It
I
does,
mean
yeah.
those statistics are really for just the enjoyment, and the purpose is not well served for those statistics, because again you cannot predict the zone. You cannot predict which nade is going to land and which one is going to be bad. So this is something that does not work in battle royale. So I'd say that this time around I'd go with a completely different prediction and say 3x might have a good chance to win this one out. See, there has been a roster change, as you've told me. That is not the same exact playing four that we saw in the map of Sanhok. No comeback. Yes, he was not given a lot of opportunity to play in this particular map, which should have been a clean fight, by the way. I don't know if our
Yeah,
viewers know this or not. It should have been a clean fight. It was a 1v3, 1v4 situation in that particular scenario, where the last remaining player of Team QWERTY got two. He got two with the rest 12k. That shouldn't have been the case, but it did happen.
Ultrax does do
So
that though.
he does. He does. I mean, we've seen good things from Volt Trucks altogether. So I'd say 3x Esports, they'll have a blast of a chicken. Maybe 15-20 frags is what they'll get, and then be able to get that chicken as well. And that will put them in a comfortable spot. I don't think so. Qualifying is going to be an issue for the players of Team 3x, but they definitely want to build a base for the grand finals, though.
That's true. I do want it to be either TUF or Magnus, but I
Okay.
feel like it will be seventh generation or X generation. Sorry, seventh element or X generation. I
Oh,
mix the names. Why?
okay. Seventh Element, they do have a great opportunity. I'd say they're one game behind. There are only two teams above them. So if they have a good game, or if they have a good day altogether, they might be able to build a good hefty lead of maybe 20-25 points. But for them to do it, they'll need to be very consistent and hope and pray that the players of Team X Generation get eliminated early on, because this team, they have a zero in terms of winner chicken dinners, but they're fairly compensating it with the number of frags and the position that they're getting every game.
Absolutely. And I am astonished because literally a chicken dinner literally carries 10 points, which is a huge
Yes.
number. However, without any chicken dinners at all, they are still leading above the teams that already have double chickens for themselves. So it has to be something that you're doing right that puts you up there, right? Like a literal
Yes.
20 point advantage that the other team has just on the basis of surviving. You don't even have that, and still you're leading the board. That's outstanding. However, here it is, Erangel, and I see the plane going all the way from south center towards northwest. Let's see if this is gonna be a great point for most of the teams, because yes, Poliana is a far-fetched thought right now. School and Rozok will also need a slight bit of gliding, not a lot, but just a slight bit. Prison is out of the question. Lipovka, Mansion, Kamishki, Stolber. Again, a lot of the places that our players love to drop at are just way too far to reach.
HellRaisers usually dropped at Novo Repnoi, but this time I don't see them dropping at that particular position. I think they know that the team that earlier fought them in Novo is a bit better, and they're respecting it. That's a great decision to make. But I8, as usual, sticking towards the military base, no problem whatsoever. They'll have that tier 1 loot, they'll have good vehicles to rotate as well. But the thing I'm interested to see is the zone. Where does it form? Let's see though. H2E, they are dropping around Novorepnoy, I think. Or are they dropping around Bridge? It's a very weird drop, I'd say. Not the best possible loot around the compounds of Novorep. In the city, Yes, you do get decent loot, but not around those few little compounds. So I'd like to see how does Team S2 want to play it out. But it's another southern shift. It's a hard south shift.
Very
And
hard. Yeah.
I8 should be very happy with it. But the same thing happened yesterday, right? There was a very southern shift, but at the end, the zone ended around the region of farm. So
Yep.
I8 hoping that it does not repeat, and this time they invite the other teams around this particular bridge.
Absolutely. IA did have a great start yesterday, considering the fact that the zone favored their drop location a lot. However, H2E yesterday wanted to make sure that they are able to hold off on the bridge quite well. This time, however, they are gonna have less competition there, considering the fact that HellRaisers are not gonna be present around. And well, looking at the charts, Star, Team Star, well, all of their players have already turned into stars. Whoa, wait a second. Did we see a third party come in? Seventh Element just shifted their focus from Team Star all the way to XGeneration instantly. And I am a most cursy caster. The team that I pick has to die right off the bat. Like, look at that. This is a record breaking time period in which we are seeing XGeneration fall to the grounds.
Maybe. Not till now, the Shamir boy is still surviving. He is getting a revival there as well. Okay, not for long. Not for long. Seventh element. They spot Shamir boy down. T24 with the barrel spray. And that's 7 frags. I mean, you didn't even drop properly and you've got 7 points in the bag. What a dream start for Team 7th element. All the dream would have been with all the 4 players surviving. But man, take 3, get 7. Take 1, get 7. I mean, sign me up for that particular offer.
Absolutely. I mean, they've already secured enough points to, go ahead and compete with the team surviving on like seventh or eighth rank positions, because they would only have one, placement point, while alongside they would need a lot of frags to compete with the 7 points that seventh element has already secured for themselves. Look at H2E. The whole bridge is in their control. And Team QWERTY completely unaware of that fact. Like, Chief is just running in with the vehicle, and there are two different spots from which he can be attacked right now. And if he
Mhm.
moves in faster, he might just become a prey to these hungry vultures sitting around at the entrance of the bridge. This is not the kind of welcome you want. But thankfully, the rest of the team has arrived for help. But is that going to be a help or a complete elimination? That we still have to see.
On the bridge, only one player is still surviving, but QWERTY, they're taking the dangerous route. I'm disappointed. I'm just disappointed with the players of Team H2. Look at this. They had 3 players set up on this bridge, and they just
Yeah.
get one from that buggy. I
Well, they
mean,
do
whenever
get the
you see
best
the
one, though.
buggy, even still, it's 3 players fighting. You blast the vehicle at that point of time and get both. Not sure how they just get one S2E. And what is this? What is this setup? Just 24 ammo left for Rex. He didn't even loot properly, and they're just camping the bridge, hoping to get the loot of their opponents. Questionable decision from S2E. Let's see though if it works out for them. Quantum Rage. He just left with one player. Munyano, I think, is all alone. You know, for Regicide, even Knock Knock is all alone. So it's a 1v1 essentially for elimination here. And if Regicide get eliminated, they just get 3 points. So both of these teams, they fought it out hard and now are just left with one player each.
Oh, the
Knock Knock
aggression from the
deciding to
side of
go
Regicide.
forward. He does have a bison, so it's a very big ammo. It's a very big ammo capacity weapon. 53 bullets, so he can literally pre-fire every angle. Munayo just tries to bait a shot out and make Knock Knock push in, but Knock Knock holds his angle, finally comes out of peak. It's a level 2 helmet. Knock Knock. You can afford the headshot. You can have the perfect weapon. You have the perfect weapon for the job. He finally closes in the
Ooh.
distance. The Bison is very good in this range, but he switches to the UMP for some reason. He's a bit comfortable, I think, with the weapon. And Munayo does not have a helmet, so one shot to the head and he's down. He's gone. He's trying to bait him in with a shotgun, but he still have a lot of ammo left for this particular fight on that AK. Let's see though. How do they decide to take this one out? There's some pistol shots as well involved in the mix. Knock Knock. He might just get baited out because of the sound of this nade. He decides to push in, but the nade gets cancelled. Knock Knock just playing the mind games right now. Just playing the mind games. But he also has to move inside the zone 1300 meters. So he has to make a decision right now to go for the push or not. Munyano, does he get baited out? No, he doesn't. He doesn't flinch. The nade goes in, but now he sees it's a smoke. So it's not a problem. Knock Knock, just making life more difficult for him. himself, because now you don't know if the player is pushing or not. The third perspective comes into play, and now it's advantageous for the other player around. Knock Knock decides to just not engage anymore, and that's a good decision according to me, Hannah.
Well, absolutely, Knock Knock is gonna be investing, however, into the fight still. And whoa, finds a great spot and enters in from here. So, okay, I do know that the smoke did not play well for him, but this was a frag that he had, his name written all over. He made sure that he was able to utilize whatever utility he could gain and flush the player out of cover. He did take the fight eventually, but it seems like it was just way too late because now he's the solo player surviving for the team and has a long way to go before he's able to make it into the circle. So good luck to him, but I did enjoy the mind games coming in from the side of Knock Knock. I feel like if I'm not wrong, he literally had no utilities. He went back down to look for some, and that's the only nade he could find, and it was a smoke. So he just went ahead and deployed it. But yeah, so I mean, not like he had many options, but he did capitalize on it. And again, Team QWERTY, only one loss, but I feel like it's a huge one because Voltrex is the only player so far that I have seen make things, even possible for Team QWERTY. Even after being a great team, they literally ended up second the last time they played. They have lost one of their players since the last, season, but still, this is not the performance that I was expecting. And specifically with Voltrex out, it's gonna be a difficult one for them. Let's just hope that they're able to capitalize for the whole thing.
Seventh element though, 6 defeats. So, okay, it's not seven, it's 6 defeats to their name. Still more than enough, I'd say. Considering the zone formations as well, seventh element should be happy with the position that they have, but they're not happy with the loot. Look at that, just a single smoke, a single first aid. The remainder of the players are also not looking that good. It's a level one vest. You wouldn't want that when you're trying to take a battle with another player.
I feel
3x
like
though. Mhm.
I feel like T24 OP is their initial entry fragger player, because again, seventh element, even though the rest of the team did have very few utilities, he had five frag grenades onto him. So that's just something I feel like is handed off to T24 OP, considering the fact that he's
Okay.
the entry fragger. However, yeah, 3x does look like they might have a lot to rush for. And well, it is definitely not a farm circle anymore, but still, Egon XI8 is not going to have it
Exactly.
as easy.
It's it's a super weird circle to say the least.
Yeah.
50 to 55% of the zone is inside water.
Hmm.
You have just 45% of land to play. And I8 is in the best possible position. Because, see, one of the players is on the bridge, but the angle that he's exposed from is being capitalized by his other teammates. So he
Yep.
essentially cannot get shot from there. And this is what was lacking in the game of H2E, I'd say, yesterday, when they tried to camp that Nova bridge in the similar zone.
Hmm.
That the angle was not completely washed and they were exposed from two different places. But here, that's not the case. So I really want Team IA to keep that hold on and maybe capitalize on it. Well, let's see. Team 7th element though, somehow they've been able to cross the island. Tokusaurus has been able to get his team into a good spot. They spotted another team rotating. That will be Team Negatives. Freestyle, they started a fight against the remainder of the two players of Team Star and they closed it out very fast as well. Both of the players get eliminated. Freestyle with 2 frags. Team Star out of the game.
Well, freestyle Arham has already been spotted. He has tried to make his shots all the way to the players, but there is a buggy that is going to be following him. And from a far, far distance, Cairo manages to take that frag off. Now, Arham does not seem like he's in any position to get any revivals, so he is going to be taken out very quickly. And there it is. North Esports is also losing players left and right. So H2E looks like they are stepping up quite a bit, but freestylers, after a loss and only 2 frags to the name, are they going to be strong enough to move further? Because they really need to. They are, I think, the sixth or seventh position so far on the overall leaderboard. That is somewhere you have enough hope to go ahead for the better positions, but again, not enough courage to fight for them, because you become a little bit more passive once you reach a position that has a lot to lose.
Here, 52 Esports, they find themselves in a difficult spot because they're now being gatekeeped by an enemy team. They're now being gatekeeped by the players of Team 3, X Esports. No comeback spotted. He needs to hide, and so does IGL. Fake IGL reduced to very little HP. Does he get the bandage in time? No, he doesn't. He goes down to the zone. He goes down to the zone, and now even Hassan is being bombarded. The Cairo nade finally lands on top of Hassan, and that's a double. That's a double. Both of the players of Team 52 Esports were trying to rotate from this particular compound. They get pinched in, and 3x find a couple of frags.
Well, absolutely. They not only find frags, they are gonna go for complete eliminations and secure all the loot they can from the players. However, they are still running outside of the zone. It's yet only stage 2, so it's not gonna do as much damage as coming further zones. But you do have to make a way out soon, because the number of healings you spend here is the number of healings you do not get to spend while you are actually investing in a fight against a team which has already claimed their thrones right now. I mean, by this time in the last game, we had 7 to 8 frags for the teams. This time, 3 is the highest number we're seeing. Actually, 4.
It's seventh element with 6, I think, with the highest frags.
Wait, oh, I
Is
missed
this?
out that one. I
Yeah,
missed out
exactly.
that
That
one, yeah.
that is very confusing with zero. I mean,
Exactly.
it's just a sliver. It's just a sliver taken off from zero is what
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, it's seventh element. It's seventh element that
My
have got themselves
bad.
6 frags. All good here. H2E though, they've got themselves 3 frags. So we just saw one on the bridge, but after that they've been able to scoop up a couple as well. Cairo though takes down one of the players of Team 52 Esports. So 3x, they just got themselves into a fight, won it out, and now are back into action. This team doesn't want to stop. But then again, the zone is made in such a way that if you try to rotate via water, you won't be left with a lot of cover. You won't have a lot of vehicles to play around. So you really need to fight around these bridge areas, and that is where 52 Esports and TX are colliding. Reggie side, the last remaining player gets taken care of as well. Cairo secures the frag to his name, and Team 3X now maybe looking to use the bridge, but still you have I8 on the other side. So 3X need to be really careful now.
Yup, not only careful, they have to literally take every single step with a lot of caution here. They have to cross the bridge. It's a need of the hour. But again, as you said, Team I8 is waiting on the other side, and they are not waiting in a camp mode. They are waiting in a strategic mode. They're waiting in a mode where they have enough backup on every single angle that is there. Oh, look at that! Cairo already spotted IGL, and well, he is gonna make a few shots, only able to connect very slight HP damage onto IGL, but that does send him all the way into cover, making a little bit of easier entry for the side of Team 3X. However, just a little bit, not very.
North Esports to under fire from the player of 7th element. This team is also not stopping. They've decided to get in, get those frags, and maybe try rotating inside the zone. That's what they've hoped for, I think. I8 though, they're still patiently waiting. They're waiting for the players of Team 3X to come to them, and now they have to, because look at the zone. It has gone all the way towards the left hand side of military base, all the way towards the western side of military base, and still there is some water involved. So some of the players, some of the solo remaining players can play it out. But let's see if that happens or not. North Esports, all of their players slowly and steadily just bleed out to the zone. Seventh element, they secure that. They get that frag for themselves because they're pestering the players, and they get positive result because of it. A smoke wall for now being created. Team Voltrux, Team QWERTY though, in a fight, Voltrux down, Chief down. TFD looks like that they have an upper hand on that particular fight.
Well, they sure do, but right now I am very worried about freestylers. They are all the way up top towards the northwest. Black has already lost his life to the play zone, but the rest of the players, even after making it back into the circle, they are gonna be inside the water body. They will be able to cover themselves till they reach land, but by the time they do, all the other teams will have already acquired the real estate on land, and that's why it's gonna be very difficult for them to surface up from water without having to invest in fights. It is a lot of hassle. It is a lot of hassle. 52 esports in a similar condition right there. Agonate IX are gonna be needing a little bit more firepower here, because if they don't convert into frags, it is gonna be difficult. And well, just as I said, they were able to do exactly
That's
that,
the setup.
3x complete elimination.
That's the setup I was looking for, and I8 they executed perfectly.
They
See,
did.
because they had so many angles, they knew that the possibility of a backstab right now is under 10%, and those are the odds you take. And that's when they strike as a team. That's when they get those knocks. That's when they come together on that particular bridge to stop 3x from rotating. Great execution by team I8. They'll be easily able to move inside the zone as well. Even 1-for-1 takes an exit trying to invade the compound that the players of team S2E were holding. They failed very disastrously in doing so. And now even 7th element, they're forced to rotate, but they do have that show that they can play around. They have that show that they can work with, and even they might be able to get a couple of frags. The players of freestyle, they're still swimming in the water.
Well, freestyle is gonna have it hard. Freestyle is gonna need a lot of backup, and that is exactly what they do not have. They have hardly a couple of players surviving from the team. Right now, H2E looks really strong. Seventh Element looks really strong. These are a couple of teams that I'm hoping to see further. Akonex IA did not invest in a lot of fights, but the one that they did invest in, they ended it very quickly. There was a lot of patience in the beginning, but then once the rest came to halt, we were able to see them go ahead and capitalize. Their strategy is on point, but it's only so many times that you can be strategical in a battle royale, because you are never aware of how many people are going to be attacking you from how many sides. That is the thing which most harasses the player of a battle royale, because again, you are four-player team and there's literally 60 other players trying to get you down. However, current situation says there's only 9 teams and 27 others you would have to worry about. So take your shots.
TFD is taking some shots on themselves though now. Freestyler, he's trying to save a vehicle. He will be able to do so. What about your lives, guys? Negatives is the team that
Shahid.
is trying to take you down, and what a nade! What a nade from Shahid, taking down two easies left with a very little HP and buzzing. He's trying to create a meme here. TFD, they get eliminated, and team negatives finally find themselves on the board with 3 defeats. They had a hat trick of 0 pointers, but finally a good start. Not a start, a good mid rounding right now for the players of negatives. 3 surviving, 3 defeats in top 8.
Absolutely, and I feel like this is one where they finally get position points as well, because now the last 9 positions have already been, named to different teams. Every single position here on will, carry placement points alongside. However, Team QWERTY is gonna be having to stay satisfied with one single position point along with frags that they were able to accumulate. Again, as I said way earlier in the round, losing Voltrix wasn't the best, uh, wasn't the best trade that the team had. And well, right
Yep.
now, Agon XI again playing very spread out. They are going to be able to spot a couple of players, but 52 esports. Very cautious is what they need to be. Stupendously cautious for the side of Chelsea, because, well, there's only one single solo player staying from that side. Tokosaurus. Huh. That's the dinosaur hide you're acquiring for yourself.
It is. And I'm not sure. See, freestyle, they have got themselves around the ridge. And now let me tell you this, Ahana, there is a way you can climb up top.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dropshot has found it. Lallu maybe hasn't till now. Yeah,
Huh.
Dropshot knows how to climb this particular ridge, but Lallu is still staying down on the ground. So I thought I was the only one who knew that ridge on and how to climb it. But
Uh-huh.
yeah, there are some players. There are some other players who also know the trick.
Obviously.
All
You're
good though. I
good.
mean,
I saw you play with me today. You're good. But then again, these players, they are literal polished cream of the lot. So they
that is
definitely
true.
know those tricks. However, coming back into the game, our teams do seem to have acquired, safe positions for themselves, acquired enough area for themselves on the remaining, you know, infrastructure that's available to them. However, it's looking like a lot of closing in is happening. I did not expect this little teams in this area, this little number of players in this area. The circle still seems to provide a lot of real estate for the players to capitalize, but even so, we are seeing the nades get into the way of the players, specifically team negatives getting attacked from multiple sides. They do have to keep their healing on point, but look at that. Shahid does not have any healing available to him anymore. So all the shots that make it to him are going to result in something devastating for the side of team negatives.
Permanent damage, and that's a knock as well. Kian just spamming the smokes, being lucky and getting that knock onto the player of team negatives. I8. IGL 3 is trying to spot Jersey, I think, from 52 Esports, and IGL 2 has taken the vehicle out as well. So he's trying to clear off angles so that I8 can concentrate on the fight ahead of them. But let's see if they're able to do so, because I8 are on literally the other part of the map where the zone is not. So they need to rotate and probably fight against the players of team H2E, team the Grounders, and even the side of team Negatives. I don't see a way. How does team I8 rotate inside the zone now?
Well, they do have a lot of flashy cars, and that just means that they're going to be as easy to spot because if you go with a white colored vehicle on a green land, you are
Uh-huh.
just literally asking to be spotted. So once that happens, it's definitely going to be difficult. But right now, I8 does know one frag point that they are going to be easily able to capitalize. 52 esports and freestylers both still staying inside the water are going to have a lot to face. But look at Tokusaurus.
Tokusaurus.
That position is giving him the kind of advantages people are not even expecting or imagining right now. And I'm going to excite you. They are losing health on their players. IGL 4, IGL 2, both under attack. I don't think I saw Falak today. So, a lot of changes in a lot of teams today. Or maybe I
Name
just
change.
changed names, yeah, because
Uh-huh.
IGL 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah. IGL probably just changed names, but I did see Alien not playing for 7th Element. I did see Malik not playing for the side of 3x.
Freestyle.
So, yeah.
These are the first two frags for the Grounders, and all of the four
Yeah.
players are surviving. What? How passive a team can get? This passive. This passive just to secure points, and I
Oh,
love it.
oh
I
yes,
love
they
it,
have
bro.
literally taken their teachings from Quantum Rage. Even though the name is Quantum Rage, they literally have negligible frags until the point of last 3 or 4 teams remaining, and then they're like, okay, you know what? Now let's invest in the fights.
I8 also though go down on seventh position. Not a lot of points. They just had four players, and that is what I was talking about. A lot of teams around them. The rotation wasn't easy at all. They get pitched in from multiple angles and they go down. Uh, I'd say the Grounders, they have the best possible position right now inside the zone. They're getting those frags one after the other. Tokusaurus, yes, he had a great angle, but the drawback was he was all alone. So now he has been knocked off. The revival, I don't think so is coming anytime soon. Though, Lallo is being revived from drop shot. So we will see the players of freestyle getting back up to 2. But that's the least number available for a team in the server. So let's see how do they cope up with that. Seventh element, they are also on the verge of losing another player, Divine, who's being just completely surrounded by the players of team H2E. Should be an easy frag onto Divine. The best Divine can do, knock one, take him down with him. Take him down with yourself. He is trying to cook a nade, but here comes support from 24. What? He's just rotating around with the vehicle, making some noise, making his presence felt. And there's a nade from Divine in the middle of all of this. And Tarzan has been taken care of.
Mind
Tokusaurus has been
games.
revived. And he's trying to convert that frag. T24 almost hitting the player with the vehicle. But he gets taken. I guess he was knocked. No, he wasn't. Rex was trying to shoot. Gets traded by Divine. What a bait and switch. T24 is the bait, and the remainder of the two players are perfectly getting those knocks.
Well, as I said earlier as well, right before this match, when you asked me where I'm putting my money, both the teams are looking really strong. Seventh element, 11 frags to their name, 3 people still surviving. The Grounders, only 3 frags to their name, but still the one with the most number of players on board. And well, moving on from here, with the positioning that Kian and Asad have, it feels like they will be able to pick at least one off from the side of seventh element, unless and until they, survive to a point where they are like just losing their breath, both of them. So it feels like there's a great chance for the side of the Grounders this time. But H2E, they looked really strong. I did not realize when they lost 2 players in a row, even with a great number of frags to their name. This is just not going to be the best game for them if they make it to the last circle, because with 2 players, it will just keep getting more and more difficult. Now, even though the fights are more directed towards H2E, the one team that I feel like has the least chances of making it into the top 3 teams right now for this game is Freestylers. Let's see how it goes. Tokusaurus again attaining the same position. How?
Has to be careful though this time around. Because now his teammates are really very far away. So if he gets taken down, so that revival is going to be super difficult. T24 though still, I don't know how much fuel this vehicle has, but I think it's enough for T24 to just keep roaming around. He knows the players of team, the grounders, are in a different position, and that is all because Tokusaurus has such a high ground advantage. He can literally just spot anyone near his team, any player near his team, and Tokusaurus will have that information. So let's see how do the other teams play around it. The Killua though, he is trying to take some shots from the balcony of that particular compound. Tokusaurus though finally stands up and gives a slap on the face of the players of team freestyle down below. There is a now, but I don't think so. Concentration is going to be that easy. Kian, as soon as he peaks, he just gets his head taken off. Although Tokusaurus is running low on ammo, it's just 24 ammo left. There is a UMP, but he does not have a helmet as well. So in terms of logistics, in terms of utility, in terms of ammo, seventh element Tokusaurus is in a bit of a trouble.
If I was Tokusaurus, I would be more focused on the fight with freestylers because they seem like to be in a position where it's easier to frag them out. One of them was already knocked, and that was already shown on the kill feed, so it was easy to figure out that this team is in a much more disadvantage. However, with the help of T24 OP, he will be able to acquire the same results very quickly. The circle starts shrinking in, and well, Tokusaurus will have to move very quickly, but before moving, if he makes sure that the team freestylers is taken down, he will be able to do a great job. However, unknowingly, a great help for Tokusaurus is coming from the grounders.
Exactly, they're taking care of the players of freestyle. As soon as they do want to pop out and take a battle with
Whoa!
Tokusaurus, they're being shot in the
No!
back, but Tokusaurus gets taken down. This is what I was talking about. The peak comes in. He has been able to take down one of the players of Team Freestyle. Oh, okay, it was his teammate, but now it's a 2v2. Now that vantage point that you had with Tokusaurus is no more available for the players of 7th Element. And this is when they needed it the most. This is because now TG, they can easily rotate, they can easily be anywhere after taking these shots. 16 meters is what Mr. Black has to move inside, but I think they're not aware. They're not aware that T24 and Divine are completely in different direction. This could be played to their advantage. Also, Divine just has 13 ammo left in his car. Some ammo exchange can take place between T24 and Divine because I do see abundance of ammo for T24. But let's see if they do it because Divine has a great flank. He also has a UMP to support him. So not the complete end of the game for them, but this is stage 9. In the next 6 seconds, the zone is going to close in. Slowly though, so both of these teams will have time to crawl towards the center of the zone. Evil Boy finally considering that they might be on the left hand side. Black spotting nothing around that rock. But he's still very paranoid, and why not? Till the zone does not completely take you off, you need
Woo!
to be paranoid, but Black gets taken down. Divine though gets up, this could be a mistake. Divine is being shot upon, but the cover is there. And 7th element, they close the game with a lot of frag points to their name.
Well, they do, and well, without any doubt, the grounders did play really well as well. However, can I just say I'm really happy that both of my predictions made it to the top two? I mean, it was a close one. They both did keep my pride. So thank you.
They definitely did. They definitely did. And especially by the way they played as well. I mean,
Exactly.
7th element, they drop, 40 seconds pass by, they lose a player, yes, but they get 6 frags to their name. And they did not stop there. After that, they even get 10 more. So overall 16 eliminations, you get a total of 26 points. That is a great game for the side of 7th element. That is really a great game for 7th element. And we were talking about that they did not play the first map of Sanhok, but they fairly compensated. I mean, 26 pointer, that is lead getting point that you've got. You were just 3 points away and you're now 23 ahead. Great game for 7th element. We'll have some statistics about this team after this short break.
Well, I am literally in a state of mind where I do not know if my mind is
Uh-huh.
working right because it's just in the stuck up phase of the groundhog style where I'm just like, okay, that happened, and then that happened, and then that happened.
See,
What happened?
what I'll say now is all the teams that are on the lower side of the leaderboard, call Ahana, pay her some money, ask her to take your name. That's that's what I suggest all of you guys to do right now, because the predictions are actually coming out to be true. The first 2 days, not so much. Sometimes it's sometimes miss. But today, I mean, what's happening? They're just getting the predictions are just on point.
I have a gift. I wasn't revealing it for the
Okay.
first 2 days, but I have a
Oh,
gift.
okay, okay. I get it. I get it.
However,
But
there
yeah.
he is, Divine. I think I'm seeing Divine here like second time or third time, if I'm not wrong. Very well
Oh
played.
yes. He is. He is the match winner for seventh element, ain't he? Although I'd say Tokusaurus played a better role, and I think he had more damage than Divine, but we'll see that in a few seconds. But yeah, talking about Divine, 8 eliminations to his name, 1200 plus damage, and he did not even heal much. Just 60 health is what he recovered overall in the game. That means he just won all of those fights single handedly, one way. There wasn't a lot of damage that he took in all of those fights. So yeah, I mean, great game for Seventh Element, great game for Divine, and I think the rest of the players as well, which might just get verified with the top players list. I think I say at least two players of Team Seventh Element have to be there in that list, because the way they
Absolutely.
played, 18 frags, one of them has seven, the remainder of the 11 being distributed between the team. I'd say one more player, at least Tokusaurus should be there.
Oh,
Oh,
we
he's
see
not.
three.
It's Alian who's in the third position in terms of damage, and we have T24. So Tokusaurus, even though he had a great position, but he was not able to make the most out of it.
Well, absolutely. However, well, H2E did not fall behind much either, even though they did not come up to be a part of the top three teams that survived. Great eliminations, great damage, a really huge survival time as well from the side of Assad as well as Tarzan. Very well played. However, let's just take a look at the match summary and find out what we literally just witnessed in a statistical form. And look at that divide again, acquiring the first two positions for highest elimination as well as the damage.
Followed by Assad. I mean, H2E even had a great frag game. That will be proved once we have the match standings, and they did have a good game. The only
They
thing
did.
that did not go their way is the zone. Only if the zone supported them, they could have snatched away that chicken from the hands of Team Seventh Element. It did not, but I'd not say Team Seventh Element were a bit lucky. The way that they were playing, if you see the vehicle, the way that they were using the vehicle to just
Or
completely
T24
secure
was
one
just
part of the map,
impressing me.
that was just brilliant. That was just brilliant. And yeah, H2E 10 elimination points to their aim, although they ended overall I think fourth, but
Hmm.
in the match standings with 14 points, they can be seen right next to seventh element.
Absolutely. And a great position for them to hold. And yeah, the grounders. The Grounders did great as well. They did end second, but they did have four elimination points, which is a little lower on the side of a team that wants to make it big. But still, 10 total points is going to help them a little, and we might just see them climb up slightly. But I am impressed by the way they were playing today, and I would want them to continue this. Even if this game is something that they are able to attain consistency on, we might be able to see them going up. However, Econ I8, they just literally got stuck in a very bad corner. They got stuck in a very bad corner.
Yes,
Coming back up was really difficult, and I feel like Team QWERTY needs to have more dependence on the remaining players as well, because once Voltrex is taken out, they just become completely shattered, and it just becomes very difficult for the team to go ahead and make any capitalizations. However, talking about X Generation and 141 officials, I had better hopes. I had better hopes.
correct. I mean, I8, I'd say they got caught in a web that they did not even know existed, because for 1 second the part of the zone that they had was very good, but as soon as the zone closed, they were 200 meters away from zone number 6, and that's not what you want. There's a team
Exactly.
on the left, there's a team on the right, there's a team hiding around the ridge, and then to top it all off, there's Tokusaurus 2000 feet high up in the air who you cannot shoot down. So it was not looking good at all for the side of team I8. They did not know that they'll be pestered around by so many different teams. The only thing that they could have done better in that situation were the use of smokes. They could have put a bit more smokes onto themselves rather than creating a path. But I mean, that is the information we had and not
Yeah.
them. So I'll give them the benefit of the doubt there. 5 points still not very bad. that will definitely get them in the top 5 position. 7 points in the previous 2 games. They can do better, and I know they will do better in the upcoming games.
Absolutely. But well, taking a look at the overall rankings, there we are. Seventh Element leading with three chicken dinners. That's unheard of so far in this tournament. Like every single day,
Oh
they have
yes.
taken one chicken for themselves at least. And I say, if you're talking about consistency, count this team in. They have only 9 games played, right? Only 9 matches. There are teams with
Yes.
10 matches played today. But look at that. The difference between their points compared to 3x Esports, who's on the second position and they have 10 matches played. Like, excuse me? That's a little 17 points. I mean, this team is just gonna cross century in the next game itself.
They really might do it, and I'll be excited to see such a team. A century within 10 games, that's an average of 10 points. Basically, you're getting chicken in every game without frags.
Yeah,
I'm okay with it. I'm really okay with it if it can happen. I'm yet to see it though in a professional game. uh, a team getting a chicken without getting any frag. I'm yet to
that
see
to
it.
that
Although
consistently for 10 games in a row, that's not gonna be happening. I mean,
even
the
once.
other team would literally have to surrender or just die to the zone, and that's not a thing you
Uh-huh.
see very often. However, yeah, I mean, keep your hopes up. It's hope that,
We'll try it in classics though. I'll try that in
exactly.
classic to try and get a chicken without any frags. That'll be a cool
That's the goal
challenge
for
to
the
do.
day. After this whole tournament is done, let's go
Yeah,
do that.
maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah, maybe we'll try and do that. But yeah, I mean, a great game. Finally finishing off a
nonetheless.
seventh element. We were talking that Sanhok, they did not play it. They sat that particular map out, and because of which there were a few teams like XGeneration and 3x Esports who overtook them. But they said, well, like, yeah, sit down, kids. One game short. We're still above you. We're still ahead of you. And they've got 97 points
Yup.
to their name. And the second team has 76 or 78. One of
76.
those
It's
digits.
literally a
76.
17 points difference. Yeah,
What? That's a crazy difference considering the one match short than
exactly.
what Team X Generation has. So this team is on. They're on fire right now. They're on a roller coaster that's just going up and not coming down for now. So that's just great to see. And now let's have a look at the map recap as well. The first 2 games have finally finished off. We do see Sanhok being picked off by Bablus, Erangel, seventh elements home, and we again have an Erangel now. So
Yup,
this will make things a bit more interesting.
exactly. And Seventh Element is playing again. So, I mean, another opportunity. Are they gonna take out 2 chickens in a day? I am looking forward to that happening. Count me in. If the grounders are playing this one, I have great hopes for them as well. However, I feel like this time we might just see Agonex I8 step that field up and be like, okay, now it's time. It's the last angle of the day, so let's just get the chicken we are waiting for, and again put ourselves back on the track.
Oh, let's see. The map of comebacks is gone, although it was the really first map, so you cannot really ask for a comeback on the first game. So yeah, that's gone. But we'll still have a couple of Miramars. So the teams who will be like, yeah, we're not comfortable on Sanhok, we're not comfortable on Erangel. Wait for your turn, wait for your turn. You'll get at least one game of Miramar to play if you're in the correct group. If you're in the correct group, you'll get two. And if you're in not the perfect group, you'll get at least one game to play on Miramar. So
Absolutely.
I want to see that particular map of Miramar, especially after having 3 consecutive games on green maps. I'd like some yellow now.
Absolutely. However, I mean, talking about comforts on maps, the most tough one is gonna arrive all the way on day 5.
Oh yes, it will.
Yes. However, again, a similar plane path, right? Like the last time it was going from the center of south to northeast near hospital. This time it's coming from like center west going all the way to southeast. So let's see. Let's see. I mean, similar locations are still going to be reachable, similar locations are still going to be out of reach, and even after this, if we see a team go for positions in Yasnaya Pulyana or something, I would be disheartened.
Let's see. Let's see if you're disheartened or not. For now, though, the plane path seems to be, really favoring some of these teams, and especially say I8, because
Yeah.
again and again they've been getting those plane paths which lead them to military base, and that's
Not
their
only
comfort
that,
drop.
yeah, exactly. And not only that, we're also seeing the circle support them so much.
Oh
I'm
yes,
waiting to see what
yes,
happens this time. It's a very southern plane path. I'm not expecting a completely southern shifted circle.
it
Did
is.
is this rigged or something?
I8 have paid the plane driver to draw the plane here, and then have also gotten a crack somehow to get the zone back and forth in their position. That's what I can say right now. But we
Hey,
have
well,
another drop clash, I think, around farm, where we have
exactly.
seventh element again in fight. Although HellRaisers and H2E are also battling it out in the containers of Novorepanoi. Let's see, it's Rex who I can see all alone in a compound. Asad is providing some cover fire from a different compound. I don't know how valuable it may be. Adna tries to take some shots. Rex is a bit tagged out. Rex with his gun
Whoa,
completely out of his pocket,
a
out of his
good.
hands to say the least. Gets picked off, although Asad is there to cover him out for some seconds. He gets a knock. He completely takes the player of HellRaisers down, and HellRaisers also reduced to just two.
Absolutely. Well, H2E Dread has already been announced dead, so Rex will need the revival to keep the man count upper hand for themselves. They do have the compound upper hand to themselves, but look at that. MVP is just going on trying to make his way into the compound, and once he does, it's gonna be only a matter of time before Rex gets shot down. Asad will have to provide the best cover possible to make sure that Rex is able to survive. Now, Tears and next MVP. Both are inside the compound. The only way for, oh god, Rex without any HP, he is gonna have to participate in the fight because there isn't much loot that they were able to capitalize on just yet. However, I feel like Rex is gonna go in for the intel game, will make sure that he provides all the information to Assad and make him take the fights instead. But still, the advantage looks like it lies with Hellraisers. H2 had a great match yesterday, today itself on the last time when we saw Erangel. Let's see if they're able to capitalize again. They have already lost two players. Tears does not have much HP left on him either. So Hellraisers are already in a lot of trouble. But well, H2 is still not trailing way far behind. A nade will be deployed. Not gonna. Oh, great. It didn't point exactly in the direction, but it did cause enough disruption to get the whole team down. H2E still manages to survive, but I don't think this is going to be as good a game as the last one. They have only two players remaining, and
Yes.
the one thing that was helping them the most was the number of players that they were having the last time.
I I still want some, improvement for Pakistan as a region. Again, these fights they need to be won cleanly without even one casualty. And
Yep.
it is possible. I mean, even in drop fights, sometimes you say that you try to go for the same weapon and your player gets knocked out. But even then, you have a teammate who can trade you out, or at least make sure that even if you're knocked out, you can fall back to safety for that revival. That hasn't been the case till now. I've seen a lot of players just getting knocked and getting finished off. Sometimes you can say that yes, the player's solo objective was to just knock you down and take you out completely, but that is not the case most of the time. The team fights they do happen. There is a odd gap between the fights when both of the teams are reloading or both of the teams are resetting, and at that point, those knocked players are the ones to be targeted first. That is what has been happening in the past few fights, and I would like for some improvement for all of these teams, because at the end of the day, if you have a complete squad of four alive till the final zone, you'll have the most advantage. And look at this Reggie side, they've heard these shots and now waiting for the remainder of the two H2E players to come out of Nova Repnoi and grant them the whole loot that they've got themselves up for.
Well, I did spot, seventh element going on with two players on a single bike. I'm not a fan of that, but let's see how that turns out for them. Currently, let's take a look at Regicide. As you were mentioning, they are gonna have a fight with H2E sooner or later, and well, it does not seem like they're gonna be in a very advantageous position if they take that fight with a team completely fledged and available. However, H2E does have two players short, but again, that is the information that we have. They do not. They might know H2E has two players short, but they might not be very sure of the fact that the team they are pointing at is H2E.
the patience from Reggie side is commendable. I mean, if they read the kill feed, they know that there is not, it's not at least a whole squad. There might be three or two players surviving for H2E, but still, look at this. They're not even giving sort of sounds. It's a 2-2 formation. Two players are on the ground, two players are on the first floor, and they're just waiting. Don't know for how long they'll wait. I'd love to see their loot if possible. What sort of weapons do they have? Roshan, Vaz, Avenger, and Knock Knock. Because if they don't have good weapons, I do see a crossbow on the shoulder of one of the players. So they are definitely struggling a lot on the loot. So they really need the two players of Team S2E to come their way. Otherwise, again, towards the end zones, when you need those smokes, when you need those nades, when you need the West to be completely up and running, that is when you'll struggle. Star though for now, all the four players surviving. The early stages we do see many teams with four players, but as soon as the fight starts, that's when I'd like to see how do these teams perform.
Well, absolutely. We will have to keep an eye out for every single one of these teams. But as of now, the team that I want to focus on is 52 Esports. They are at a great place. They do probably have the best loot, but they did opt to go for a very far-fetched location. Now they're gonna have to take the vehicles, run all the way into the circle, but look at the placement that they are gonna be moving in for. The most possible movement is gonna be from the side of Rozhok. Rozhok is already covered with 141 official. Even if they are able to win that battle, they will still have very little time to go ahead and reset completely before coming back into the zone. However, for their invitation, for their inauguration, there will be Northeast Sports waiting right inside, and there is a great third party possible from the side of players of 3x as well as 2f, unless and until they decide to move in all the way towards the center of the map. So a difficult position for 50 sports, already running on a lower HP. I am not sure if I'm liking the position they're in.
Oh, let's see if they do get affected because of it. I8, they have also started their rotation. This first zone is going to be very very important. It'll give you a rough idea where the final zone is going to form. Is it going to be on the main island or is it going to be on the military base side? So this is a very important shift and it's still 50-50. It's still 50-50. A complete southern shift would lead to a military base zone. But mostly it looks like it is going to be on main island. But you cannot take decision only on this information. Now I do feel bad for the players of Team I8. I do feel bad for the players of Reggie side who are still waiting for the players of H2E. Even BABLU, they were, look at this. One of the players is near shore. He's just, I think, hunting for a boat to help some rotations out. But now the decisions are very very difficult to make. You need to be very careful. You need to be very experienced. I'll have to say very experienced IGL right now to take decisions. For now though, some fights are breaking out. North Esports, they catch the player of Team 52 Esports off guard while trying to rotate. They get that frag and now are scrambling for safety.
Well, will they scramble through or will they become scrambled eggs? That's what we have to see. Because they are on their way of getting cooked. However, they have
Correct.
decided to go all the way from school. It's a longer route, but they are going to be able to maintain a little bit of survival chances with that. Let's see how long that remains, because again, I'm not seeing the best, ability of healing back up either for 52 esports. They do have a lot of coke bottles, but they do not have enough uh, healings in the forms of bandages or first aids, so that might just play in a little bit of disadvantage.
All right, all right. Let's see. 52 esports though. Around Potato Hill, scouting, making sure that they don't get caught off guard just like Hassan did, because he's out of the server now, waiting for the next game of Miramar to start to play. But yeah, the remainder of the three players, MVP, Fake Igel, Chelsea, they still have a shot at this. Again, the wait time starts. Here we go. They'll wait for another minute. Hope that the zone does not play a scam on them and go towards the military base island because that's what they wouldn't want. Drawlin though. Now this is an interesting aspect that the players of Team Magnus are taking. See, they're not confirmed where the zone is going to go, but still they're taking a fight against the players of Team Seventh Element. So if if it all hits the fan, if everything goes wrong for the players of Team Magnus, this is a decision that they'll have to come and review upon. Because if they did not take these shots, seventh element, I don't think so would have an idea about their location and they could have easily rotated off. But now, if it comes to bite them back, I mean, Magnus would really be frustrated with themselves because they're taking these shots. Again, it will yield no value at all. You're just getting your helmet and vest damaged for free, because seventh element, even if you get two knocks, and say for example, Team Magnus gets two knocks, even at
Ooh.
that particular time, they won't be able to get a push. This knock from Tabby should now throw the players of Team Magnus off that particular angle. They should not peak that angle. Now, Charsi was very close to getting a knock. It does not happen to North Esports. They want to take this fight. Charsi has been forced out in the open, but Iron is not able to connect the shots. And now with the
What?
shotgun, testing his luck, Charsi all alone gets picked off. And North Esports with their third frag.
We are in a very calculated match here, even though it's very random, to be honest. Because, I mean, the moment they're going in, it feels like they aren't prepared at all. This is not a fight they should take, and then they just walk in and capitalize on it. Look at that. MVP also gets taken out from the side of 52 Esports. It's like they are going to be sent home very quickly because one knock already survives, and there's only one player alive from their side. However, one for one, not in a great position either. They are going to take the fight with QWERTY, already picking players, and well, Janaza, you have already announced funeral for a few people here.
42 players on the ground, two still left. But the main question again I'd asked from the players of QWERTY, do you really want to go for this fight? You have to get inside the zone. Two of your players can be revived. So why is Voltrix still not engaged into the battle? Janaza is being bombarded upon by Badr. Let's see if Janaza is able to survive this onslaught of utility somehow. The Molotov is very close. A step back will put him on fire, but he survives for now. 6-9, OG 6-9 and Top G still surviving. Top G is trying to crawl his way up to Badr, and that's a great decision because the smokes have been put for Top G to somehow sneak in. But I'm still confused. Why isn't Voltrux getting involved into this particular battle? Top G does not have a lot of time left, and he gets third partied from TFDs here. This decision making I'm not really sure of. Badr is able to finally find Janaza. Janaza pushed in. Badr gets the frag. You will get one of the players back on feet, where you really had an option to get both, and QWERTY could have been standing with four players alive here.
Absolutely. QWERTY does, go into a loss walking into the game. And this is not the first time. We are seeing them lose essential players in the starting of the game itself. And that is literally hindering their performance overall. But well, again, let's see how far they are able to go with the three players still surviving from their side. 52 Esports, as expected, are going to get eliminated. And well, nothing looks too good for 3x either. 3x suffering a lot of wrath coming in from the side of TG. However, TUF is going to go ahead for a third party on the same location, and well, does capitalize a bit, but are they going to be able to make it so far? Whoa, whoa,
Thor
whoa.
has been put through great cover. North Esports, they're fighting left and right. They just engaged into a fight which yielded them a frag. But now, are they ready for this? Are they ready for this? A lot of smokes being spammed in front of the players of North Esports. Mars dodges the vehicle. Does he get Edgar? And he does. That's a good knock to find, because look at that, tough. They lost two players consecutively and they're abandoning the fight scene like no. Edgar wants to fight it out. The shotgun reigns supreme on one, but the trade and Team Tough is just done.
Well, is this the same Northeast Sports we were seeing until now? Like, I do know they have a chicken on their names, but this is nothing close to what we've seen them do so far. They have two players that were knocked, but they are gonna have ample amount of time in their hands even after getting done and dusted with the fight to revive both of them and have all four standing while they arrive for the next one. And this aggression is unexpected from the side of Northeast Coast. Look at them. They all have their vehicles up and running, looking for the next player they can take down. How impressive can you get after having so many matches that just did not go your way?
That's a strong comeback, I'd say. That is definitely a strong comeback. The best thing I love right now is 8 frags, but all 4 players standing. That's what I want from any team, trying to engage into such close range fights. Star, though, another such team, but they've not been able to get any frags. What are the players of Team Esports? Reggie side knock knock says knock knock to two players of Team TFD. The Faulty Devils, two of the players are down on the ground. Let's see if they receive some cover fire or not.
Well, the Faulty Devils. I have seen them step up a few games, but then again, overall, they are unable to get out of that hard stuck position on the leaderboard, which is very low down below. But let's see if they're gonna be able to do anything differently this time. It's not the best position for them, but I am looking for something great coming in from their side. 3x has made me lose any hopes for the team right now. This match does not look like it's going any good for them. But Team Bablu, even though so far they haven't made enough noise in this map, I feel like they might have a chance. They might have a chance to maintain the position they have just acquired.
Oh, let's see. Regicide. They've just lost two of their players and now are looking to rotate on the back of it. Magnus, though, they find themselves in a good spot. I mean, according to the zone, this Ridge can play a really crucial role. And let's see if they're able to utilize it perfectly. Zen, oh, great shots. What? Great accuracy with the 3x. The tap shots they do land, and Zen's also laughing. Look at his camera. He's also not believing this. How did he get that knock onto Iron? And Iron is bleeding out very fast as well. So that means a lot of knocks has been taken
Whoa.
by this particular player, and Iron goes down to the zone. Oh my god, Northeast Sports. For now, they had four, but some lucky shots are involved and they lose a player. But Seventh Element also putting some frags to their name. I did see one nade not going the correct way, a nade knocking your
Exactly.
own player, but then you compensated with a knock onto your opponent. So there's that.
Absolutely. And well, they have arrived very on time to be able to even, revive the player that did get knocked. But well, a very crucial discussion going on between the players of H2E. They have secured themselves a very, cute and cozy corner on the map where they are unspotted for a while. They're just going to sit there, talk about it. It literally felt like a roundtable discussion. It's like they're literally talking about the next government strategies, not even the game strategies anymore. This is way below them. Like the way I saw those two characters just sit in front of each other and like move their guns around. It was, yeah, that's some serious discussion we need to get in on.
It sure is. It sure is. But like, look at the players of Team Seventh Element right now. T24 is knocked out. BABLU, they're not in good spot right now because Pan cannot come up. Neither can Reviews. And Reviews, here we oh, he gets spotted by Zibian and he gets taken care of. You can get that
Oh,
revival, but of what use? I mean, you do see Tokusaurus, but you cannot shoot, right? I mean, getting your weapon out will get you off the angle. You Divine knows that there are two players now because of the sound that they've made, and now let's see how does Team Seventh Element decide to go about, because again, Magnus Esports is still third party, so it's not going to be easy at all. Bablu, they're in a lot of trouble, and they're not being given away.
well, Bablu might just bleed blue, but they chose not to and they just bled out instead. Zibian doing really great for the side of Magnus though. And well, we'll see how Magnus is gonna be able to survive this one because now they are way too close to Agon XIA. Way too close. Right in the crosshairs.
Oh, I hate 3x. The player from 3x though can play a spoil sport. No come. Okay, okay. He cannot. He just got spotted down. He's the most unlucky player ever because as soon as I say he can play spoil sport, he just gets spotted down and taken care of. A nade being cooked up as well. They're a bit paranoid, I8, and they have reasons to be. They definitely have reasons to be because they just got a player eliminated. But I8, they also lose one of the players. B Dead has been taken care of. He has been knocked out. Nightmare gets a
No.
knock onto Zen, but there's a nade from Zen, which takes down IGL1. Knocks coming against I8 left and right. Two of their players are down on the ground. The revivals are on the way, but Magnus, they want to take advantage of the situation. Faster 20, getting into the path out, finding the correct corner,
Whoa.
getting all the knocks, taking down the whole I8 squad. Magnus Esports, what a push!
Well, that was a great push, but I am waiting to see Magnus Esport, other players other than Zibian to actually lift some weight for the team. Because to be very honest, even though there are a couple of frags for the name of, Faster 20, let's just talk realistically. He entered the right place at the right time, and that's all it was. Nobody was
Yes.
in the condition to take that fight or win it at any chance, and that's exactly what he capitalized on. But if you look at Zibian has literally acquired himself 5 frags all on the basis of skill. If the whole team from Magnus is able to support Zibian the right way, we might see Magnus shine much, much brighter than we saw them before. But that's just something that we'll have to wait and watch for. And the same thing that we are about to do is being done by Zarbaf. He was waiting, he was watching, but he did not shoot when he had to and got shot instead. So 3x is gonna drop dead.
I mean, the player was not even in the right position. He's all out in the open, just lying down, hoping no one sees him. That's not gonna happen. Magnus, though, I mean, till now a great game. They've lost one, yes, but you've got 10 frags. That is a good start. Even
That
North
sure is,
Esports,
yes.
they were a bit unlucky, I'd say. 9 frags to their name. That one player got eliminated because of some lucky shots that came in from the side of Magnus. That's about it. I mean, if those shots did not connect, we might see North Esports with 4. TFD freestyler though, could knock onto the player of Team QWERTY. But this L-shaped cover that they have with the buggy and the Dacia, it will help facilitate the revival until and unless they get shot in the back, which I don't think so is going to be the case because there's no team behind them on the minimap. So yeah, the revival is going to come in. QWERTY will still survive with some players.
Well, survival definitely is gonna be not a big question as of now, because again we are all the way to the point where all the teams are gonna get survival points, placement points. But again, a great gameplay coming in from the side of Seventh Element as expected. All 4 men survive and they have 4 strikes to the name as well. Magnus Esports looks like a very good contender for the top 2 positions in this match, but let's see if that turns out to be the right, right prediction. But as far Star had a great positioning, but now they are just losing players left and right. Committed into a fight that did not result in much, and then a third party advantage going to Magnus itself. North Esports and Magnus both are literally just getting a heavyweight put right onto Star, while Seventh Element is going to go ahead and take care of TFD as well. The number of their frags keeps coming back up and up onto the table, while the Faulty Devils, they have just exposed all of their faults.
Oh yes, they have. Yes, they definitely have. And Team Star, they do have a good ridge to play with. This is one of the best ridges to have because you have a compound right on the back, so you're covered from all 3 directions except for one. So that's a very good area you can play around. Magnus, they're just collecting frags left and right. Destroyer also gets taken care of, though he gets some cover because of the natural ridge that is present there. Zipian, great spray, but still the confirmation won't be there.
Well, the lack of confirmation will definitely lead to some revival, eventually. But again, Star, Team Star looks strong. All 4 players still on peak, but no frags to their names. They are only and only basing their victory on the use of healings instead of on the use of the bullets that they are provided. However, look at that. The Faulty Devils, they have no way of coming back. No way at all.
They're just getting picked off one by one. And now look at this, the grounder's evil boy. He has ran out of ammo, 5 ammo on the M4. Very unlucky. But yeah, he was able to blast one vehicle and get a frag onto a player of Magnus. So that compensates it, I'd say. 1 point for lack of ammo. Yeah, I mean it's a fair trade.
But
North
yeah,
Esports were reduced to 2. This is a bit concerning.
it's very concerning. However, I am very impressed by the kind of fights they took and the way they turned it into a better result for themselves. However, having only 2 players on your team left towards the last few circles is not going to be a lot of benefit. I do think that they somewhere realized that the best position is not under their control so far. So they went in for the points that they could get. So kudos to them for that. But still, Team QWERTY needs to step up a lot. There's only 2 frags and only 1 player surviving. We do see Magnus Esports with a strong 2 on their team, but then this number is not going to help them take the victory for themselves. Even though we have seen great plays coming in from the side of Zibian from their side a lot of times, I don't know if the last circle is a place where clutching is possible. Sanhok Esports still struggling, is still gonna get more and more people taken off of their charts. And Team Star, again, looks like a strong team because of the number of men still alive on it, but it does not look like one that will be able to survive the red. So even again, like even in this map again, I feel like the same two teams might be the ones that we see towards the last circle, that is the Grounders and Seventh Elements, as long as the Grounders are able to find a positioning from where they can collect ammo. Because again, as you said, that shit, they need to cover up for that.
They definitely do. But Seventh Element, what did they eat for lunch? Or maybe even dinner? I won't have the same thing and then play this
Bullets.
game. Uh, then I don't want them
Vegetable
because it's a bit
bullets.
hard to digest.
No, vegetable bullets are
Oh,
great. They
okay.
are yummy.
Oh, then I'd like to have some. Then I'd also be signing up the group that Team Seventh Element has. But yeah,
I'll
I
cook
mean,
for
seven
them.
frags, all four players alive. This is a dream start of the day for the players of Seventh Element. That they couldn't ask for a better way to be on the top. This game will help them solidify their lead. This game will make sure that even if they end up having 0 points in the next follow three games, they're still on the top. Is the kind of lead that they'll be able to make if they get this chicken, which I think statistically they can. But then again, statistics are not to be relied upon in this game. But look at the zone. They have the zone. They have all of the teams just stuck on the edge. Voltrax, I don't think so, would play a spoil sport because Tabby is keeping tabs on him. The Grounders, they have another battle with the players of Team Magnus to fight with, and they need to be inside the zone as well. So yeah, these teams would just take care of themselves, and the seventh element would just have to eliminate a couple of players to win the chicken.
Absolutely. I feel like that might very well be the case. Tabby has gotten a backup support for himself as well, just in case when he's trying to scout, if anyone takes a shot on him, there is a revival right handily available. But look at that T24 OP. He's not going to wait for the other teams to go ahead and, take care of each other. He is going to go in, charge in, and make sure that he gets all the eliminations to his point. What kind of aggression am I seeing from the side of T24 OP? Already. Oh my. Okay. Let me just
This
count. How many was that?
too many to count on fingers. That's what I say, because look at this. They're still not content. They want Magnus
Oh my
Zibian's life as well,
god.
and they'll get it. They'll
Oh
get
my
it. It's
god.
all down to Voltrax, and they even know where he is. And that's the name from Tokusaurus to confirm that. What?
That wasn't even a nade thrown for, for ending QWERTY. That was a nade thrown to celebrate the victory. They knew this nade and we are in this nade and we have our dinner on the tables. And that is exactly where they're headed. Winner, winner, chicken dinner all the way served for 7th element. They have secured 2 chickens in a day. They have 4 chickens in hand. They have crossed the century. We were waiting for them to cross. They were on 97 points uphill before this match. Here's the 22 more points. 22. Literally gonna be a huge scoreline to match up to. And now is when they have finished that 10 matches. TX had 10 before this. I I don't know what to say.
Just don't say anything, because guys, we'll be going to a very short break, and then this time the stats will definitely do the justice.
Should I say something?
Nah,
Because I
I
feel
think
like the bullets coming in from the side of 7th element did it all.
it surely did. I thought a safer approach would have been better for the other teams to fight it out, and you be the team that just spectates, be just becomes the one who just goes in at the last, gets some frag, gets that chicken. Nah, seventh element were
That's
like,
not the
yeah, we
style.
we we did not get such a great position inside the zone to just stay and be the spectators. We will get those frags, and that's what they did. Even though
Absolutely.
they were able to get the chicken, but somehow Zibian comes out on top from Magnus Esports to be the MVP of the game.
Yup, and I have been saying this since day two. If there is enough support for Zibian, Magnus might just become a much more shiny team, a much more polished team overall. I feel like this man really deserves a shot at getting to the top, and his team really needs to start helping him carry the weight. But yes, As you said before the last match, I will be accepting payments directly wired to my bank account because again, all the three teams I took names of since the starting of the game have made it to the top
Yes,
four. So yeah, I'll send my bank
10%.
details eventually.
I'll take a 10% cut to give you this idea. I mean, couldn't have been possible without me. But yeah, the game wouldn't have been possible without these five players as well. It wouldn't have been this interesting though, I'd say. Divine is still
Absolutely.
in the charts. I mean, whenever Seventh Element performs, this guy has to be in here. Alian with 4 eliminations to his name as well. We do have Seventh Element's T24. So it's just we're showing T20. We're showing the players of Seventh Element right now
Yeah.
with a combination of Nightmare and Zibian in the process. Yeah, guys, bear with us. Zibian though, highest elimination, highest damage. Divine comes in with the most number of assists and Nightmare 368, not the biggest number we've seen. We've seen 700, more than 700 healing
Exactly.
done. So yeah, Nightmare impress me more. Take more damage and then heal more and then be in this chart.
Well, that's the thing about North Esports. They didn't take enough damage. We know how they
Oh
started, how
yes,
strong and how
yes.
impressive it was. But then, yeah, eventually you do have to maintain the momentum. But I do feel like there have been enough points for them to move out of their hard stuck zones. So kudos to them as well. And I feel like it was a clever move coming in from their side because look at that. North Esports literally placed themselves on the third position on the overall chart. It's great. They knew that survival isn't their key. They knew that when they survive, they do go ahead and face the teams that they are not as good against. So they took all the fights they could, made sure they just went in, made sure a couple of placement points were like aligning with them. But then, yeah, 12 eliminations. All three top teams have 12 eliminations. Great.
36 between them.
Yeah,
That's a great number of
that's
eliminations
more than
in the
half the
lobby of
lobby.
64.
Yeah.
Yes, once again, this is only once this has happened previously,
Yep.
but we see it again today. QWERTY following on the fourth position with just 8 points. So yeah, I mean
Mhm.
QWERTY, even though they ended up second, they're fourth. That too by God's grace, because even if grounders were able to get one more frag to their name, they would have been over QWERTY as well.
Up.
But I think QWERTY would take it. The
Yeah.
position that they are in, 8 points for them right now would be good enough.
Yep. But here's the thing when you have the top three teams take that many eliminations to themselves, it becomes really hard for the other teams to make a standing. Team BABLU, look at that. 0 points to be satisfied with right now. Um, uh, one for one official. Again, way too little points. I don't know how to feel about this. Egon XI8, literally 1 point. I mean, we are seeing the big names drop down so low right now. I mean, kudos to HellRaisers for having beat 3x, Egon X, I8, Team Bablu, and 1 for 1 official, all of them in a single match.
Oh yes, it is. It is. And see, you're talking about Team Tough. What
Yeah.
what I wanted from them was a good performance on Erangel, but it isn't there.
Yep.
So once again, this proves that the map of Sanhok isn't like completely skill based or skill oriented, is what I'll say. Sometimes you get that luck in your favor, which helps you turn things around.
Well, that might be the case, but I also feel like, at least in this map, North Esports just spoiled the game for a lot of
Oh,
teams.
okay, yes,
They
yes, they did.
like they just entered and they were like, you know what? I see you, you're dead. I see you, you're dead. Everyone they see was dead. And this first initial fight between H2E and HR, I mean, I don't even want to say anything about that one. But yeah, North Eastport was a huge spoil sport.
They were. And Magnus here, I mean, faster, as you said, he just got in the right place at the right time and he was awarded with 2 frags. So, yes, Zipian not getting enough support from his team is something that they can work on for sure. They can work on. And let's see if they're able to improve it in the future or not.
Yep.
70 Tokusaurus, I mean, he just had that perfect intel. I don't know how. I think he spotted him earlier in that particular shack, and that's how he got that information. But then he tossed a great nade, gets that frag, finishes off the game for Team 7th Element. Now, let's
Yep.
have a look at the overall standings. Let's have a look at how the lead has extended for the players of Team 7th Element.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I don't know what to
115,
say. I can just, I mean, that's very far. That's
38
very
points.
far.
37 points is the difference between
Yep.
7th Element and 3x Esports.
Oh, goodness.
Seventh element has set them up for success. Wait a minute. We also need to consider the fact, Ahana, that 3x has 11 matches and seventh element still has
Exactly.
10. What is going on? I mean, seventh element is on the seventh heaven right now, is what I feel.
Absolutely. However, here's one thing. Now, even though seventh element and 3x have a lot of gap between their points, the
Okay.
next four teams after 3x don't have that much gap. And they all have only 10 matches played as well. So by the end of the day, we will see 3x drop really down unless and until they again have that magical spirit where they're like, you know what, the last map, I am gonna rule again.
Hmm.
Because like the next match, 3x is gonna sit that one out. So let's see how that
Yes,
happens. Because again, they have 11 matches. All the teams around them have only 10. So somewhere we do know that 3x has great standing right now, but it's not on the basis of the overall average. It's on the basis of the numbers of games played. If you were to average everything out, they wouldn't be standing in the top 5. So that drop could hurt. That drop could hurt really really bad.
it could. It could. And now the drops on the map of Miramar also sometimes hurt when you don't get to your perfect position because that's the upcoming map. And to be honest, what we've seen on Miramar until now is just the southern plain path, nothing else.
Yup.
Only one such map I do remember which facilitated the drop towards the Campo Militar region, towards the northern part of the map. But
That was
that
a
too
very
was completely,
centralized
yes,
plane path, yeah.
only once though. Only
Only
once is
once,
what
yes.
only once is what we've seen. So I do kind of feel bad for the teams who usually dropped on the northern part of the match. Even I'd say Hacienda del Petron, San Martin, because you don't feel comfortable trying to glide such a long distance and being shot in the air. So I'd like to see a bit fairer Miramar map, to say the least. And I do hope we do see a good game on the on the map of Miramar as well,
Yep.
and maybe
But
a hat trick as well from seventh element.
exactly, that's exactly what I was gonna get it. But yeah, I don't think. Okay, yeah, actually, yes. Seventh Element is gonna play this one, so yeah, that might very well happen. We would have like three in a row. That no, no, and I don't want to see that. That will
Seventh element would be
yeah, they that will make them literally untouchable.
exactly on top, untouchable. That's the dream of every team right now. Just get so good at the game, no one is able to even catch up to you.
Absolutely, but yeah, I mean, even though it will be great news for Seventh Element, it will literally break the hearts of every other team trailing behind.
Uh-huh.
However, I feel like 3x really needs to step up because they do have a lot to work on. They will have one
Yes.
more map today, which is going to be again Miramar after this one. This is one that they will be, sitting out. But yeah,
Yes.
if they are not able to make the best out of the last map, like they usually do, at the end of the
Uh-huh.
day, we might not see them where they are.
I have faith. I have faith in 3x Esports. I think they'll be able to, make a comeback and do what we know them for, just perform on the last map. But what's up with it? I don't understand the logic behind it. I could have understood if they failed miserably in map number one, but gradually improved and then made a great game onto the final map. But it's not a straight hill performance for the side of 3x Esports, is what I feel. It's a graph that goes something like this, that they perform whenever they want, and the other days they're just playing with not complete hearts. I don't know
Not
what just
that
happens.
graph. It's a little straight graph which spikes up in the last map. That's it.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah.
But yeah,
But
in any
yeah,
case.
I mean, 3x Esports, I have better hopes. I have high hopes from them. This time, though, a better playing path than the previous ones. Some cities would be achievable: San Martin, Hacienda del Petron, water treatment. But again, common places like Montenievo would be very distant to the plain path. Elpos, I don't think so, will be directly reachable. La Cobriara, just forget about it. Move on, find a different drop. But Lost Ionis, still within dropping range.
Well, well, well. Los Leones is gonna make Econex I8 really happy. But again, we are seeing way too much southern oriented, plain paths, southern oriented circles. I want to see something new. I'm literally a little bit unhappy with this right now because, again, a lot of teams have places to go which they are unable to reach to. Even right now, I feel like maybe Hacienda del Patron will be a glide, but water treatment seems completely out of reach. Torre Muda, La Cobrera, don't even talk about it. It's way too far. El Pozo is way too far. I mean, that's just very difficult. But yeah. Hey, we did not see anyone drop on for prison this time? How is that happening?
It never happened. It just
I'm
happened in your dreams,
lonely.
Ahana. You should be. Prison is a place where you should feel lonely. That's a punishment area. What are you talking about? You might have had some neighbors like the previous time in Los Higos who might not visit you according to their schedule. Probably probably
Schedule.
not even visit you because yeah, they'll be busy fighting for points, right?
Yeah, I'm least of their concerns. But then again, if they
Exactly.
do visit me and pay me enough money, I might take their names.
Oh, business idea, huh? Try to open a business in the prison. Are you?
Well, I could use that money to bail me out.
Oh yes, that's true too. That's true too. But yeah, talking about Los Leones right now, I8. They might have a contention with the players of 141, although I think 141 is just there for vehicles because that road spawns a lot of vehicles around Los Leones. So they're looking for vehicles and then they'll move down south and loot the cave that is present, the secret cave of Los Leones. Star moving towards Puerto Pariso, and that's a good position to go in as well. I mean, it's near to the shore. It's a complete city you can loot in, and it sometimes even gives you, if it's completely honest, it sometimes gives you those level 3 vests as well. So yeah, Puerto Vallarta, good position to be in. Let's see if Star is able to make the most out of it.
What is up with Quantum Rage?
Cruz
What
del Val.
is even up with Quantum Rage? Went all the way to Cruz del Valle. They are gonna be, picking up vehicles from there. If they move any north with those vehicles, sorry. Sorry for you already. El Pozo, great area. I love the placement that the grounders have acquired for themselves. Again, one of the teams that does play a little bit slower while on the first few circles and then starts showing their true colors towards the end of it. So, a great secluded area for them to capitalize on. Seventh element looking a little bit more passive this time, going way too far away, straying far away from the circle. They do have multiple vehicles though, so they are going to be able to make their way back in. And again, on a map like Miramar, you do have the option of, cruising around in your vehicles because it's not as densely populated as a map like Sanhok, where the moment you get in the vehicle, four different teams will know that you're here and start spotting you and like shooting you. So, I mean, if you want to go for vehicular advantages, why not go for it? But yeah,
Uh, I mean, both these maps are just completely polar opposites of each other, is what I feel. You
true.
cannot play Miramar without vehicles, and you should not play Sanhok with vehicles.
Yep.
So they're just contrasting each other. And yeah, I mean, teams do understand that as well. Some who did not, some who thought it's okay to use vehicles in Sanhok were punished, and Sanhok told them, yeah, we don't use this here. We only in desperate situations because desperate times required desperate measures, but not otherwise, not otherwise. And freestyle though for now, they have got themselves good loot, I'd say. I mean, Arham had good ammo in that Scarel. I mean, if they decide to finally share the loot, freestyle should be set for that first early fight if they want to have it. But the way freestyle has been playing, it is a bit conservative approach to say the least. They don't try to take any early on fights even if they're at an advantage. They try to keep all their 4 players alive till the final zone, which let me tell you hasn't been working till now.
Well, there's a lot that hasn't been working till now. That's not only the
Oh
uh,
yes.
one single point, but yeah, I
Yes.
do have expectations from the side of Top Shot. Not
Okay.
only has he performed for the team, but also has made his name in the top players chart once. So, gonna make sure that I have a lookout onto him. Quantum Rage. I mean, I am to the point of tolerance, actually beyond tolerance for Quantum Rage right now. That like I it may be unfair of me to say this, but it feels like Quantum Rage just has a very indecisive match. They do
Okay.
not walk in with the attributes of winners. They trail too long, they stay alive too long, and in the end, when the fights happen, they mostly capitalize uh, on a lesser skilled side. It's mostly other players running out of ammo or like uh, losing their control of the circle and stuff like that. So I just feel like that's something I'm not really looking forward to. But the grounders look very promising. However, the map being Miramar, I have no questions that X Generation and Seventh Element will climb their way back up. Team Bablu is another one that gives me a very promising stand on Miramar. So let's see.
Bablu, they performed earlier as well.
Yeah.
So they've got a chicken on Miramar. So yeah, I mean, Bablu seems like a good option to go with. But for now though, TFD, what are they doing? They don't have proper loot to engage into a fight right now. I don't see even a backpack for Seth right now. This will limit the capacity of things that he can carry. He's trying to cook up a nade and throw it onto Chelsea, and does that nade connect? I mean, it is close, but it does not get the knock. And good decision from TFD. Fall back, guys. At least have your basic loot with you before you try and indulge into a fight and get your driver license checked out yourself. That's not how you drive a buggy.
See, that's the reason I'm always a professional passenger, just like Cardi B. I'm not gonna drive. Like, if I'm the only person surviving in my team and I need to use a vehicle to rotate myself into a safe zone, I'll literally drop all my weaponry in front of another team and ask them and beg them to take me in their buggy. Because no, I'm not driving.
Try doing that in a custom zone and give me the clip when you get shot in the face. Please.
Oh, in
I'd
the end,
love
I
it.
always do. They literally take me to the zone and then kill me the moment they're off the vehicle. It's very weird, but that's all
Obviously.
the fate I have for not driving inside of games. However, I do drive really well in real life. You're not gonna agree to it, but I'm gonna say
Exactly. I was about to say you say so, but I don't believe you. But yeah, you went ahead and just spoke for myself. So yeah, I mean, okay, no problem. You just already put my vision out there. But yeah, 52 esports though. They do have a good compound for them. I mean,
yes.
come on, they don't want to stay in this one right now. 10 seconds still left on the clock. It's just zone number one. They're looking for any bonus loot that they can. Though fake IGL is very set in terms of loot. Level 3 helmet, level 3 vest, a lot of ammo and a lot of healings as well. He was set. Don't know where he got that loot from. Probably Picardo. But yeah, that's a great looting spot. The zone is finally shrunk in and it's centering around the crater of La Bendita, and it would be interesting to see how does it play out, because there are two major craters on this particular map, one around this La Bendita region and the other one around Crater Field, and fights which happen around these areas are very weird. Magnus could be fighting with I8 but then get eliminated from HellRaisers, who are literally on the other side of the map because of the elevation that this crater has.
Wow.
So if the zone finishes out in this area, my god, I don't know which team is going to come out on top.
I have great hopes for Magnus this time because Magnus not only is capitalizing on the crater is also very centralized into the map. So once the zone shrinks, even if it is left out of the new circle, they are going to have an easy move into it. Right now, again, Magnus is investing in a fight against X Generation. Not the best one to take, specifically considering the fact that X Generation has all men standing and so does Magnus, but Magnus generally loses a fight against a team that's strong, and X Generation has proved their caliber time and again. Samir boy is gonna get taken out, and yes,
Oh my
real
god.
Drollin, great nade. If the whole team is able to contribute just as much, I will be more and more affirmed that Magnus has a shot on this one. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Magnus, they do.
That's it.
Oh,
Yes.
final bullet. Final bullet. And even for Hunter, yes, it does connect.
Hey, the
X
vehicle is empty now.
Generation. Rookie mistakes. Rookie mistakes, and even Psycho is trying to attempt the same. His vehicle will get blasted. He survives. Not for long though, but 1 for 1 with a third party. Faster 20 down on the ground. The revival won't be a problem. Or is it? Because now I
No.
do see another team in that particular area. Let's see. I mean, Magnus Esports shouldn't be a problem. Yeah, the revive is going to come in. They have Psycho's position completely known, so they can go in anytime and get that frag. I'll suggest them to do it very as soon as possible. But wait a minute, Reggie's side. Yeah, they'll get the two frags. I thought it was the last man standing for Reggie side. It wasn't. The whole team was there who just barged upon a single vehicle which just contained two players of Team Tough. And yeah, we all knew the fate in a 4v2 situation when it's an unnecessary fight for team tough, but they were barged upon. They had to defend and they were not able to, and they lose two of their players.
Well, right now, the one fight that is most interesting to me is Magnus versus 1v1. 1v1 officials are looking pretty strong, but so do Magnus. However, a third party benefit might just fall into the lap of negative. You know, is one that needs points more than anyone. So they must try and capitalize. Regicide doing great, eliminated Team Tough without any points on the chart at all. And well, even though I was expecting them to step up, even though I was seeing improvements in their gameplay, it did not last long. So bye bye for now, I guess.
Indeed, a very quick bye bye. Tough X out of the game. Freestyle Lallu, he is being subjected to a few shots. Good decision. This is what I want to see. When you're alone, you're subjected to shots. You don't repeat. You fall back. You respect your opponent at that time. Drop shot. He scores two players, or this could be huge if the spray is right. You need to go in the practice range drop shot. You need to go into the practice range my friend, and just get that spray a bit better. He might have a chance of blowing up that vehicle if the players of 7th element are not careful enough, which I think they aren't. The sprays are still coming in from drop shot. Even one or two bullets landing again and again will pose a harm for the players of team 7th element, but I think they'll rotate. They'll rotate and they'll have all of the players surviving. Team Grounders, though, it's a good split, so it's not going to be possible for the players of Team 52 Esports without nades to take down the players of Team, to take down these aggressive players of Team, the Grounders, but there comes a nade from Faked IGL. A great knock. Destroyer needs to survive, though. He cannot afford to get knocked here, and he falls back. This will leave an opening. A Molotov to follow up onto Evil Boy. It is looking difficult. Fake IGL survives for now, takes the nade damage, but the healing situation on 52 Esports looks dire. Just the last
I
painkiller, and it has been just popped off.
I just don't feel like any of the teams are doing a great thing here because neither 52 Esports nor the Grounders are inside the play zone. Even if a member gets knocked down, there's going to be very little opportunity for you to go ahead and revive them. So just get out of this one. I feel like they both just need to understand that this is not the fight that is meant to be, taken all the way to a result. It's a overcommitment coming in, specifically from the side of 52 Esports, who have already lost a player from their side. We are seeing both of them withdraw now, but yeah, I mean, this was just one that wasted a lot of time for both the teams.
Exactly. And even resources, because you see
Yeah.
a lot of bandages, a lot of painkillers being used. And now I don't think so they'll be interested to take any fights. So how does that loot reset come in? I really don't have a clue. But right now, a reset is required for the players of freestyle. Black is down. He is being followed up with a nade. He survives for now. Adnan, he's cooking another one. Does this one fall on point? And now he has the backup of his team as well. Arham could be in trouble, and
Oh,
he is. The nade bursts it. Black goes down. Arham on his knees. HR, great entry into the compound.
very well done from the players of HellRaisers. Some players of a team that we do not really expect much from, they go ahead and give a performance like that. Really appreciable. But then you take a look at freestyle drop shot. Now, does not do much for the team, makes a little bit of damage and finds a way to leave the compound. So does Lallu. It's a fallback fight that they initiated just to push Hellraisers back into the compound so that they can create an opening for their own escape. But I mean, yeah, they're running on a very bad position. Two-man loss with no frags to their name. It's not the best best stats for a game like this. But yeah, seventh element, X generation, two great names left with one survivor each and no frags to the name. What just happened? These teams were supposed to be, you know, fluttering their flags really high.
Unfortunate start, maybe. But
Yeah,
I'll give
seems
it
so.
to seventh element. Hey, you got two chicken, right? You have
Yeah.
you have the opportunity to rest one
But
out.
we
So it's
weren't we
okay.
looking for like a
See, it was a hypothetical situation, I'd say, because
It's
See,
really
come on.
difficult to go for
Ha,
three. Yeah.
exactly. 10% chances of them getting the second place. They tried, it's not like they did not try, but fights are happening here. 52 esports, they've gotten a player of Buggy and they're trying to very desperately finish him off, but Regicide's knock comes in, saves the day for now. The revival might come in. TFD Freestyler though, he's trying to just somehow get some damage dealt out to the players of Regicide, but won't be able to do so. Although the zone is a concerning thing. Are the players of Regicide inside the zone? I think so. Kilua onto HellRaisers here. A good knock coming in. The grounders would be happy with it. Tears has been taken care of. The player who was supposed to have that information around this particular compound, but Tears, he has been able to fall back. And a revival might come in with some smokes being thrown in. Black though, this is an ambitious nade.
Ah.
This is an ambitious nade. It is tagging the player of HellRaisers. Next MVP, very low on HP. Did it is just us who saw the head, or even the players had a vision over there?
I think the players had a vision as well and they were able to capitalize as well. Right now, the Grounders are taking real good advantage of this fight against HellRaisers. HellRaisers, even though they were looking a little bit strong in the starting, are shattering down now. And look at that, 1-for-1 official has also been taken out. So that's just disheartening for the team. But yeah, I feel like the Grounders, Regicide, Magnus Esports all look really strong right now. And unexpectedly, I am seeing the negatives on a good position as well. If they are able to make this one, I'll be more than happy to see that shuffle happen, because again, negatives need it a lot. The faulty devils need it a lot as well, and so did the players from the side of HellRaisers. But it seems like for HellRaisers, it's not gonna be dish well cooked. But yeah, for negatives, I still have hopes.
Oh, 5 points. I was a bit surprised as soon as you said the name negative, and I was searching from the bottom charts. But anyway, they're somehow on the second position. Goku
Yes.
Bot gets a frag onto seventh
No.
element, and finally they get eliminated. That too with 0 points.
Yep.
So they're really taking my advice seriously, huh? Trying to average everything out. Hope so not. A 0 pointer game is not what we expect from seventh element. But yeah,
They
they
have
get
enough
that
wiggle
breathing
room
room.
right now,
Yeah,
though.
exactly.
It's
Exactly. We can give it to them.
exactly right now the way the points are distributed. It doesn't seem like someone is gonna go ahead with a 37 pointer, chicken dinner, and that's what you
That too with
need
one
at the
player left.
least. That's what 3x esports needed to climb back up.
Oh
However,
yes,
this one they are
yes.
already sitting out, so 3x esports is not even in this one.
Plus, if XGeneration have had some hope from this game, only one of their player remains. So yeah,
Exactly.
not looking good at all for the players of XGeneration as well.
X
Reggie
Generation
said
literally
Avenger though.
needs X
Mhm.
Generation literally needs more than 40 points to be able to shake the throne off of seventh element. So yeah.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. And I mean, yeah, there we go. Psycho gets elevated to the play zone. So no more points for XGeneration. BABLU though could be in a bit of trouble. The shotgun is out. Only if he connected that bullet. He is trying to confirm that frag. He won't be able to refuse. He is here. He is here and trying to get that frag onto the remaining player. But he falls back. Not what I like. Not what I like when you have an opportunity to eliminate a whole team. Reggie side though somehow have 10 frags to their name. And they will have the second player back up as well. But 123 meters inside the zone. Maybe too big of an ask from the players of Reggie side.
Well, just a few minutes ago, it felt like they will be able to finally secure a chicken. They do survive long. They do have good fights. I mean, I was expecting for one game to go great for them, but it does not turn out to be one of those. Maybe the next one if they are able to play that. But yeah, for now, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. Oh my god, BABLU is not even leaving them. Team BABLU already shuts down one, shuts down the other. And well, even though it's a two-man loss for the side of Team BABLU, they have secured a couple of flags and also a bump in the position points.
Oh my god, Pan.
Oh no.
What did he just do?
They just had to survive for one more position to have position points in their favor. They could not. And well, Team Negatives finally starting to lose players. However, as of now, for a moment of happiness, they can see themselves at the top. And the moment I say that, they drop all the way down to the fifth.
BABLU, I'm more disappointed in them right now. because of the way Pan got eliminated. He saw
Yeah.
the other player getting eliminated, and he was like, "Yeah, no one else is watching me, bro. This is battleground. 5 teams are watching you right now." But somehow, I8 is in trouble now.
And that too from
Uh,
the hands of Team Negatives.
oh, let's go. Shahir is hitting some nutty shots. He is getting those frags for himself, and negatives find themselves in a compound. Let's see the stage 5 is with them. Sorta not. Because they're literally on the edge. I'll have to see their perspective to see if they're in the zone or not. Okay, they're not. So 20 meters to get in. A single part of this compound is inside the zone, but I'm sure they wouldn't want to be in this particular area. They would like to have a comfortable spot inside the zone. So let's see how do they go about that. Though they still need to take care of one of these players of team I8, and that they do. That they do. Pinkman though gets taken down, and so does Shahir. Third party shots coming in. Zibian was the one who gets the knockout to Shahir. But I think Guru Boy is the one responsible to get those revivals. But there's a slam coming in, I think, from the players of Magnus. Here they are. Zibian committed to the fight. Shahir and Pikman, they're crawling. This is, I don't know why, but these basic mistakes are being done by teams again and again. Here, Guru Boy should be the one approaching because of the smokes. The nade cannot come in as the smokes are blocking the vision. So Guru Boy could have easily revived one, and he could have revived Shahir, and all three would have been back on their feet till now. But now it's all down to Guru Boy, and these mollies
The
will
volley,
definitely make
yeah.
things a bit difficult. Zibian, he knows that he was able to get at least two in this compound, so it should have been an easy fight. But for now, he halts his push and decides to reset in terms of loot.
Well, if only he was able to find another helmet, he would have been in a much better position. However, currently, if you take a look, we did see a good run coming in from the side of Regiset, but they did get eliminated. Team Bablu, again, looking like a strong contender, fell short very quickly. Freestyle, a team that had a great chicken coming to them earlier, have now again fallen back to the same old pattern of losing on very big number of players very quickly into the game. The ground is not looking very healthy either, and well, negatives for once are still sustaining with a good number of players and a good number of frags to them. I mean, 7 frags and 1 player loss, well done. However, for this map, I am feeling like Magnus has it. Magnus has it.
Let's see if that's true or not. Because yes, they do have 4 players, but even Quantum Rage is there up top with 4 players surviving. And even negatives with 3. 7 frags to their name, 3 players still surviving. I'll give it to negatives. I'll definitely give this game to team negatives and hope for the best. TFD though, they have got themselves inside the zone. The grounders have lost that player. So it's essentially all down to Evil Boy, who has a part of the compound inside the zone for now. But for how long can he stick inside it? This is stage number 6 closing. Stage number 7 might come in anytime soon. So yeah, the grounders. Evil Boy also just hoping that some teams get eliminated before him and he climbs a bit in terms of position points. Negatives, they were invaded by the players, not completely invaded, but a knock has been thrown in from the players of Team Magnus. They're just on the door, waiting for the zone, and if it does not support them, negatives will be in a lot of trouble because Magnus would then be gatekeeping this team.
Well, Magnus might very well do that, but we are gonna have to see if negatives are gonna give them much chance, because again, negatives not only have the compound advantage, they also have the altitude advantage running in their favor. They will be able to take some great shots onto Magnus, but look at that, Faster 20 has already started making a damage significant enough to shut negatives. They are going to be taking 1 player down, and now the nade rain has already started. These grenades are not only a painstaking thing to face, they are also something that pushes you way far behind, specifically in moments of revival. If you are reviving someone and a molly or a nade just places itself very close to you, you are done, you're done, and the person you are trying to revive is done as well. So that's just something you have to be very careful of. However, Magnus did withdraw from the fight way too quickly, giving negatives enough chance to stand back up on their feet and go in for a better positioning. However, the gear for the side of team negatives is not looking really good. Their vests, their helmets have taken enough damage to make them a weaker contender when it comes towards the final fights. However, I'm still really happy for the fact that they've already made themselves present in the top 6 teams, and I feel like they are going to make their way to top 5 as well. And there it is, Team Grounders is going to get shut down. The Faulty Devils also is going to be in a lot of trouble, and again the troublemakers are the negatives. Impressive.
Ah, but
No.
they'll get eliminated. They'll get eliminated. They're getting pinched from two different angles. Pinkman is left all alone, and here we go. They shouldn't have disturbed the players of Team TFD there. Yes, they got a couple of knocks. Maybe even they secure a frag, and they just played spoil sport. So Quantum Rage comes in, scoops all the kills up, and eliminate the fault level. But if Team Negatives does not shoot there, they take a fight against Team Magnus and let Team Faulty Devils do their thing with Quantum Rage. It could have been a different story altogether. But now down to the last three teams, Quantum Race, they do have an upper hand. Magnus, now they're being bombarded. A taste of their own medicine. The similar thing that they did to the players of Team Negatives is now happening to them, although they survived the onslaught for now. Quantum Rage, they do want to barge in, they do want to take this fight, and let's see if they're able to win it out or not.
Well, they are gonna be very well rushed in on from the side of Quantum Rage. Oh, Magnus is gonna be in a lot of trouble. Zillion gets knocked down. Again, a very motivating factor for the side of Magnus Esports has already been taken off. Faster 20 is gonna be on his feet as well. So this one does not look like a very beneficial one. Rollin is trying to withdraw himself, but it's not gonna look very happy moment for him. The moment he gets out of the car, he also gets out of the game. Magnus Esports, even after a great game coming in from their side, had to get eliminated at the third position. Now it's Freestyle versus Quantum Rage. Quantum Rage does have a winning edge on this one. However,
Uh-huh.
if the circle starts shrinking in, once the Quantum Rage has to, give up on the ridge, they will be in a little bit of trouble because Freestyle not only has the compound control, they have enough cover to rotate around in, while Quantum Rage will be running around in the open trying to make their way back in the circle once the shrink starts.
And exactly that's the point when Freestyle should peak and at least get one knock. If they are able to get one, it could open themselves the game to even win it out. But Freestyle there, they're not even revealing their position. They're inviting the players of team Quantum Rage, and if Quantum Rage plays as a team, as a four-man squad, it shouldn't be difficult for them to eliminate the whole squad in front of them. So yeah,
That's
Spark,
true.
he is still not coming inside the zone. I don't know why. He is tagged up quite a bit. I think he's being pinned down by the players of Team Freestyle. But yeah, you have three different players on the ground. You should now make your way in. Drop shot knows that there is a molly, so Goku bot is very, very nearby to you. You need to be careful about the situation. Goku cooking a nade. Let's see if it lands perfectly or not. It is. It is a good nade, but on the wrong floor. He did not throw the nade on the perfect floor. Goku bot takes a bit of damage, but dishes out some as well. So now his teammate can go and capitalize on that. A Molotov to flush a player if he's present in that particular corner. He isn't, but they should, by the process of elimination, you should be able to take down drop shot. The nade wouldn't do it. Somehow he's still surviving drop shot. Goku should hear it. The pre-fire
Woo.
around the corner gets the frag. 14th one in the bag. All down to Lallu. And Lallu, yeah, well, the name suggests it all. He couldn't be, he wasn't able to do anything at all. And that's a winner chicken dinner for Team Quantum Rage.
Well, yes, they did get it. They did get it. It's mostly a very slow one that comes in from the side of Quantum Rage, and well,
Uh-huh.
again, the same one. Appreciate it, happy about it, but I really wanted to see Magnus take this one. They were doing good. They lost their breath at the wrong time with the wrong team. But yeah, Quantum Rage, kudos nonetheless. 25 points on the table will bump them up quite a bit. I think they as well have a third chicken coming to them.
Guys, throwing things off to a short break after the break, post match statistics.
Well, this was one of the matches that showed so many unexpected things happen that
Yes.
I am beyond impressed, specifically by Team Negatives. So, really want to see what they have done to the leaderboard now because I don't think they are going to be hard stuck anymore. They might be able to
Yes.
jump up at least a couple of positions, and that's exactly what I wanted to see. Team Star tried really well as well, but I am not seeing much coming in for their favor. And HellRaisers also tried, but again, couldn't move much. However, there is someone who did make a lot of noise in the game, and
Yes.
that was the MVP of the game. Are you excited to see who it is?
Quantum Rage, a player from Quantum Rage, because 15 flags is what Team Quantum Rage had. So the MVP should be theirs. That is what makes sense. But it could be from Magnus Esports as well, because Magnus got a lot of frags in there too. Confused, but we'll have that confirmation. We'll have that confirmation very, very soon who the MVP is. But if I had to put my money on it, I'd definitely put it with Magnus though, is what I think.
Well, I think the same, but yeah, there were at least 3 to 4 teams that have more than double-digit flags, which is
Yes.
huge, huge. But yes, it is Quantum Rage Goku with 6 eliminations to himself, 1008 damage. We've seen much more, but yeah, as long as it rows your boat, what's the problem?
Okay. All right, Quantum Rage. Good game for them though, Goku. A good performance should definitely boost his confidence up. 6 elimination, more than 1,000 damage. Not a lot of heal done. So he was also not taking a lot of damage onto himself. The fights were just one way into his direction. uh, and was even able to provide 4 assists. So yeah, overall quite a good team player, Goku. Because usually the MVPs we see here do not have a lot of assists. That particular point just barges in with the black chart and forms a weird shape. But nah, this is a proper hexagon that has been formed by Goku. And yeah, a great game as well. A complete all round performance from Team Quantum Rage, and they get that chicken for themselves.
They absolutely do. I'm waiting to see one of the graph charts where you see one stat just go all the way out of the chart.
Uh-huh.
I want to see that happen one day.
Maybe if we had the chart for the 700 heal, that could have been one of the charts. Ah,
Probably.
we'll have to see. But yeah, talking about the remainder of the players as well who had an impact in the game, there were quite a few. Has to be Magnus Drolin for
Oh,
sure, but I do feel bad for Drolin now. Looking at his statistics, the poor guy just got 2 eliminations with 700 plus damage.
yup. Pretty low conversion rate. But yes, a lot of new names coming in. Roshan has been never seen before. Regicide did perform really well. Even they had about 10 frags to their name. So well done there. Pinkman is finally showing up on the charts to us. And well, Quantum Rage, Goku is not going to be the only one. He has support from Spark. So there's that.
Some more interesting statistics from the game, though. We already know that Goku has the highest elimination and the damage, but he's also leading the chart in terms of assists. The only thing where he does not lead is the highest healing done, and that's a chart you better be away from because you don't want to take a lot of shots from.
Yep.
So yeah, Mr. Kala is the one who comes out on top with 370 healing done overall. Not even not even close to what we've seen. 700 is the number we've seen here, so I'd like to see that again. But yes, a great game overall. Let's have a look at how many points the other teams got except for Quantum Rage. Especially, I'd
Yeah.
like to see the players of Team Negatives. How many points did they get?
A
Quantum Rage
good
gets
10.
25. Negatives get 10. Oh, come on. That's great, guys. A double digit score
Yep.
finally for you.
Exactly. And Regicide also got 10. So, yeah, I mean, great way coming in for them. But, like, look at the huge difference between Magnus Esports and Quantum Rage. Like, there's literally 14-point difference. It's a
That
lot
is a
of
big number. That
difference.
that
Yeah.
definitely is a big number. And Quantum Race though, as a team, see, this will help them get out of this slump. This will help them ensure that they are able to get some more points on the board. But this is the very first game where we have 5 teams who ended with 0 points, and I8 with just one. Blunderous day for I8. I'll say. I don't know even if that's a word or
Yep.
not, but I8 just 1.0 in the previous two. Nah, that's not the I8 I know.
Well, they do have one more shot at making a claim, but I
Okay,
don't feel
yes.
like. Wait, actually, no, they don't. This is the close
Oh,
of
the
the day
games are
for
over?
them. For
Oh,
them, they are.
alright.
Because they were in Group A, and Group A
Uh-huh.
is not playing the last match. So,
Worst day
a
ever for I8,
disappointing
huh?
day. Yeah, a disappointing day for I8. But Maybe they'll come back stronger because someone said a
Yeah.
setback is always smaller than the comeback that it brings along with it. So we'll see how that goes.
Oh,
However,
okay.
for now, I really want to take a look at all the other teams that have changed their storyline. Look at that. Magnus Esports has managed to come all the way up to the second position.
And
Um,
Quantum Rage on third.
yep.
What? This is the team that we first talked about, a team with just one chicken still on second chart. But they've
Yeah.
proven all of us wrong. I mean, they've got themselves in the third position. They've been playing consistently, a second chicken to their name, and this time with 80 points, we can see them on the third position. I8 has dropped all the way down to ninth position. That's a big drop. 3x Esports even is still somehow holding consistently in that spot. QWERTY though, 63 points to their name. This now remains the only team with one WWCD, but still in the second chart. Hopefully that they're able to get above this in the next game. North Esports with 61, 141 official with 57. Negatives finally somehow beating HellRaisers and bring their tally up to 35 points.
Well, they have done that. However, it seems like the positioning has still not changed for anyone from the side of Team Star, Team Negatives, or Hellraisers. They are still stuck with the last three positions. However, there's one more match to go. If they're able to maintain their momentum, they might be giving us a better positioning. However, Team Tough has gotten themselves out of the slump a little bit, but there was
Yes.
just one match that supported them. If they aren't able to carry forward the same performance, they will be hard stuck again with very few changes coming in from the side of 52 esports and the following teams. So, yeah, I mean, a lot of work needs to be put in from the last five, last six teams, but
Yes.
we are seeing a lot of shuffle come in on the first page, and that shuffle is exciting. That shuffle is nail biting.
Improvements as well, I'd say, from all of these teams. Some little bit of improvement as well. Negatives are
Yep.
taking fights as a team. I saw a lot of players of team negatives alive to the last zone. Yeah. Once the fifth zone, once the sixth zone hits, then you start losing players while you're rotating because you cannot control the third party element of the game. But before that, I saw four players of Team Negatives. Even in the previous game, they tried to survive, although it did not work out for them, and essentially they were eliminated. But yeah, improvements, small little improvements coming from multiple different teams, which I'm happy to see. But now for the final map of the day, Miramar, the final prediction from your side, the final lucky team from your side, Ahana. Which team is that going to be?
Seventh elements.
Oh, okay, okay. Seventh elements. You're giving them the third win, but not with the hat trick. You're so bad, Hana.
So, here's the thing, the first victory ever that seventh elements got, the first chicken dinner that they had, was on Miramar. And it was the last map of the day, even then. I'm just trying to see the history repeat itself.
Oh, okay. Interesting. Interesting. Let's see if that happens or not. The map of Miramar will start very, very soon. But yes, I mean, Quantum Rage, I do see a pattern here for them which can help them, get the second chicken and uh, make a good pattern. BABLU for Sanhok, but Sanhok doesn't get repeated, so BABLU do not get another chicken. Erangel both times it's seventh element who wins it out. So why not Miramar? Why cannot Quantum Rage win the second time? I'd love to see that. I mean, Miramar as a
Well,
map,
so
Quantum Rage played
far,
it very good.
that's true. And so far, Quantum Rage has won only Miramars. Like the first time as well, it was Miramar that they won. The
There
second
you
time
go.
as well, it is Miramar. But yeah, I mean, it seems like they do have a good read on Miramar. But again, the groups are going to be shuffled a lot. So it may or may not turn out to be, beneficial for them.
That's correct. So yeah, we will have to see. We'll have to see how does that particular thing come out. But yeah, final game of Miramar. Your
However,
prediction is there for seventh element, and I'd say team negatives again. But do they even
I
play
I feel like 3x and Magnus have a shot as well.
3x, a team that hasn't performed in the whole day?
That's what they
That
do every
3x.
single day. They don't perform the whole day,
Oh
and then in the
yes,
last map,
that's
they're
true.
like, okay, let's do this.
Well,
Literally,
that's true.
exactly, literally like the opener video of this whole show. Okay, let's do this thing.
That's true. That's true. So let's see. 3x Esports. How do they want to play this final map of Miramar out? Hana does say that they might have a shot, but I don't think so because the previous 2 days, the way that they've played, they've shown glimpses. They shown what they can do. I did not see any of that today. Not even
Miracle
in a
isn't even
single
playing
game
today,
I
so
saw
yeah.
3x esports playing properly. So I really don't trust them that much, to say the least, in this final game, because I didn't even see those glimpses. But I did see
Okay.
glimpses from team negatives. So I'd want to go with team negatives. That
Yeah,
makes
I
a bit
mean,
more sense in my mind.
it would really make me happy to see team negatives, take a chicken if they can. But
Uh
yeah,
huh.
I feel like that's a little bit far fetched for the team. They still need a lot of
Okay.
work that needs to be put in, but I have definitely seen great improvement coming in from their side. However, the one team that I actually want to see win this one, that is Magnus.
Uh huh.
I have been waiting the whole day for Magnus to have a chicken.
Oh, all right.
Yes, now is the time. Like, now is the only last time for today.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Zibin and Zen, they've been putting in work. Even Faster has been getting some frags left and
Yeah,
right. So, yeah, Magnus, all right, all right. Let's see if they're able to finally put the chicken on the table or not. Finally able to feast on it or not. Gonna be an important question. First of all, if they do end up in a drop fight, because again, the groups won't be the same. The groups playing this particular Miramar map are going to be different. So, we might have some drop clashes. Haven't seen much though on this map of Miramar. Some fights here and there, that too while trying to rotate. Not much very early on, because most of the teams, they usually don't share drops. On this map, they all of these teams have different drops for themselves, and they've been going there. They've been feeling very comfortable. Then again, on a map like Miramar, you cannot just you cannot just be content with just a single drop point.
true.
You need to have at least three, or so that even if the plane path goes completely in one direction, you have a place to drop on. That's what I personally feel. So
Absolutely.
let's see which team is gonna opt out for a drop clash, or even if they see, then you always have the option to fall back if that happens or not. I don't think so. I haven't seen any team fall back till now. Seems like they take it to the heart when it comes to falling back. But yeah, could be a better decision in difficult situations. Though I do see the plane path again towards the right hand side of Los Higos and going all the way up north till Campo Militar. This time, all the cities towards the western side are secluded. El Pozo, Montenegro, Landrella, even I'd say Chumasera. It will take a lot of time to reach Chumasera if you decide to glide.
Well, it sure will. And I was literally about to say that I do not want to see a very hard shift plane path this time. We've been seeing those since the beginning of the day today, but then look at it. It's a completely eastern plane path, all the way from Valadelma, Ladriela, Montenuevo, and anything to their west is all unreachable. Like, it's it's difficult. It's difficult. And considering the fact that even when the plane path was super southern, teams were still trying to go all the way to El Pozo. This is not looking good for those teams.
Uh, let's see though. One for one, Mithi has a very interesting drop, and so do the players of Team H2E. Hey, Hana, you might have some visitors here. Los
Yay!
Higos is where they're preferring though. But yeah, at least on the same island, not completely off from that position. Although I do see that around Minas del Well, we have two to three different teams trying to fight for some vehicles. That should create, although H2E, this has to be the worst possible zone for them to rotate in. Look at this, all the way up north.
Absolutely, and I mean, most of our teams are gonna have to go through a lot to, even make their survival shot possible. And specifically in a map like Miramar, I feel like if the hard shifts of circle zones happen absolutely opposite to the plane paths, it's very difficult. It's difficult to see action come in. It's difficult to see the game move forward because again, you have less teams facing each other, and then the circle has just way too much real estate for teams to be located in, so even if the teams do survive in a big number, they don't face each other. So that's just that.
Oh, let's see. The Campo Militar is a good option now, and looks like Team North Esports has realized it, and they've dropped into that particular location. This this corner little area provides tier one loot. Believe it or not. I mean, I've been up to Campo Militar multiple times now, and I've always left that particular city with level three gear and a lot of ammo in my bag, because that's what I need. Because I'm an assaulter, I get in, get those frags, and then reset my loot. So yeah, for players like those, Campo Militar, a perfect area to be in.
Well, absolutely. Campo Militar, even though it's one of the positions that most of the teams, most of the times, are not even able to make their way to, right now feels like a heaven sent position for the team that has already secured their position in there. And I think it is not esports, if I'm not wrong. However, Team Tough already looking for great loot. They are opting for obviously weapons that will give them a great range advantage. But yeah, still need to level up the gear. They do not have the best vests or the best helmets, so need to hunt, need to keep hunting. This is the thing about Miramar, right? You get a lot of room to hunt. And I guess Los Leones this time has been taken by Team Negatives. The last time also they tried to do that when they landed alongside Agon XI8. However, they are not playing this game, so Team Negatives might just have all the loot to themselves.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. Team negatives will have a lot of loot for themselves, and that's adaptation right there. You know, Group A is not playing. You figure out which teams in Group A had hot drops, and then you steal it. Easy peasy. You get better loot. You get a better chance at the game to win it out. Team negatives, positive start for them. 52 esports though, this is one of the teams which on day number one, which did not happen essentially on Tuesday. We talked about a lot about
Yeah,
52 esports, that this team is great, this team can do this team can do that. They've done
you
nothing till
said
now.
that, not me.
Okay, yeah, I said that on some previous knowledge from some other people, but they've done nothing till now,
See,
because
here's
of
the
which I'm super
thing.
disappointed in.
I get it. I get it. Because, like, so here's the thing. When you enter the first few days of the tournament, I generally base all my statistics on the previous tournaments that have happened. And on the last run of fall 2022, 52 esports was literally on, I think, 15th position overall. So, did not give me very high hopes for the team early on. And well, their performance has been literally
Exactly where they
proving
should
that.
be.
Yeah.
All right, all right. Best wishes to 52 esports for this particular game though, because they started out positive. No frags whatsoever in the very early stages. Even though we saw three different teams in a very close area, none of the players got either knocked or eliminated. So that's good for all of these teams to start off positive. But I still don't understand what the players of 52 are trying to do. This is the time where you loot, and not where you use the pickup trucks and try to rotate to a better spot. First, you need the weapons to do so. And
Absolutely.
Chotu has a Scarel and does not even have the second weapon. So I'm not really sure about the strategy right there. But talking about HellRaisers, Puerto Pariso, good city to loot in, and they should be happy with the loot that they have. But now is the time to rotate, because they have a very long way to go.
Absolutely. And look at that. H2E already in a lot of trouble. The zone is already affecting the players. They do have vehicles, but the rotation is not going to be easy because there's a huge chunk of players already trying to rotate. Now, considering the fact that the southern real estate of the map has already been acquired, even once the teams are able to secure themselves inside the circle, they may not have much room to walk further in. So they are not going to be, rotating to the deeper ends. There will be a lot more teams towards the southern edge of the circle than you expect. And if you are going to go along with the zone, it's going to be more and more difficult. You already have less HP. You already have a lot of healing to do to be able to be in a place where you can take the fight. And then there's like 3 to 4 teams waiting for you inside. So that's just a lot of things going downward for the side of H2E. That's why they shouldn't have gone so south once the circle was announced. And well, considering the fact that they're also not traveling together, like look at all the other teams, they are literally traveling together. This team has a lot of distance among the players. That is just not going to work out.
Quantum Rage though, they do have a fight on their hands against the players of Freestyle, against a couple of players of Freestyle. It's just Black and Dropshot who are playing in this area. Goku bot a good nade onto Dropshot, good damage done, but I don't think so that was enough to take the player down. So Dropshot will heal, will reset, will try to get back into this fight. Just one smoke for Goku bot, so better save it. He also has a DBS, so it would be interesting to see if he is provided with some backup. He could be the one rushing inside the compound, but even the squad of Freestyle has arrived. And let's see the fight between Quantum Rage and Freestyle. How does it go? Quantum Rage booming with the confidence that they have from the previous game. It should help them in this fight against Freestyle.
Well, Freestyle has acquired all the backup that they needed, and now Quantum Rage are in a 2-2 split. This split, however, is not very disadvantageous as long as the fight is happening on ground. But if Freestyle decides to fight from inside the compounds, Quantum Rage might be in a little bit of trouble. The rest of the team is gonna start trying to rotate towards the players already investing into the fight, but they are being carefully watched by Dropshot. If his shots connect, he might be able to drop them dead.
Maybe let's see if Dropshot even decides to take those shots, because what is this happening? I don't understand. Quantum Ray, two of the players have gone very far away trying to get that knock, but the fight is happening up close, and Munyano's nade finds Dropshot. Lallu though is quick to trade. He gets a knock, falls back as well, so he will give the time for his team to get that revival. Black in the meanwhile can also get rid of Goku Bot, which he doesn't. Goku Bot somehow still survives. Black being bombarded, these two move away, which he does, and Freestyle with the revival, both the teams they do reset and get back into the fight.
Well, the fight is still about to happen, still about to end. I mean, the whole process is still, new and fresh. We have to see a lot more coming in from both the teams. Am I seeing Quantum Race trying to take a way out? Dropshot
Yes,
has
they are.
already. Yeah, I mean, okay. That's the thing about Quantum Rage. They literally do withdraw very quickly from a fight that they feel like is not going in their best interest. So let's see if that works out for them. But yeah, in long run, Quantum Rage does show up with a chicken eventually. So let's see if this is gonna be their map. You did mention earlier that it might very well be. However, I am looking forward for some new team to come up back on board. It's been a really long time since we're seeing X Generation and not seeing them have a chicken yet. So they are a team I really want to see make it. It's a really long time since we're seeing great performance from the side of Magnus as well. So want to see a chicken come in for them. Two, however, X Generation hasn't impressed me much today. Not today.
That's true. That's true. Examination hasn't been performing. Seventh Element though has, and they've been again able to get that first frag of the whole lobby somehow in stage number two. That too, stage two ending. Bobby Oxilo, does he have an idea? Now he does that there is a team nearby, but before that it was a bit too late. 1-for-1, they get that frag onto Wasi. Tata, bye bye. We'll see you tomorrow.
Well, Team QWERTY. I want to see them step back up. I want to see Team BABLU step back up. Even though BABLU has two dinners to their name, they have a lot to go for because the consistency isn't as prominent from their side. The consistency isn't significant from the side of QWERTY either. They had one chicken, and that one chicken is all they were able to gain because Voltrex was one of the only players that was able to lift heavy weights for the team. However, looking at Seventh Element, they are still leading on this one. But Magnus, Team Magnus, if you are able to take Quantum Rage out of the map that quickly, you might very well create yourself a great opening for the last circle because that is one team that becomes very painful towards the last circles. Even though they have a very, stable, very calm, conserved start towards the last circle, they just shatter every hope from any other team.
Let's see though. For now, Quantum Rage, more than Magnus, they have a fight against the players of Team Negative for now. And there we go. That's a knock on to Shahir as well. So Shahir caught off guard. The revival will come in because I don't think so. Team Quantum Rage is ready to take the risk of crossing the road, crossing the open road right now. Pinkman though has been spotted. He is trying to throw a smoke out. Oh, it could have been disastrous for him. Goku bot only if he was a bit quicker on the trigger, there could have been a knock. But Guru by what? He gets dinged. And that's a double knock on the side of negatives. That's how they fall, I think. That's how they fall. The revival is coming on to one of the players. But Quantum Rage, they have that upper hand in this particular fight. Munyano with the random spray. A molly down as well. Goku bot charging in with the DBS. But he gets traded out. Pinkman, he's all alone. All alone in this fight. A Molotov at his
No.
feet will burn him down. And Quantum Rage. Yes, they lose Goku bot. But finally come out on top.
Well, they do, but now considering the fact that they have only two players standing on their team, I don't feel like the last circle is theirs anymore. And that just makes it very, very easier for the three very promising teams that we are seeing right now: Seventh Element, X Generation, and Magnus. All three really good teams, and this is the biggest pebble of their roads taken off. It must be a sigh of relief coming in from all the sides. But look at that, freestylers. They are not going to get any relief at all. Oh god, the knocks are coming in left and right. Dropshot is the only one remaining. Is he going to be able to invest in this fight or should he drop back? No, he does. He does show his face a little, but still manages to deal more damage than he had to take on himself. H2E not looking in a not looking like they are in a very advantageous position either. But look at that Janaza capitalizing on the whole fight, but does
Or
not
is he?
get to stay long.
Third party.
The third party got fourth partied by Seventh Element.
Seventh party maybe? Seventh elements party
Look
maybe?
at that!
Could be,
Oh
could be. They're
goodness!
getting frags one by one, and that too in a fight between H2E and 141. How is this happening? But it is seventh element all the way up to 4 frags. That's a good number. That's a good number to have. 52 esports as well. They're on the verge of eliminating the players of Team Tough, or I didn't say. I think I called it a bit too early. Popo goes down. MVP goes down. 52. They've lost a player. They lost two players, I'd say. And Team Tough. It's a 2v2 with Team Tough. Let's see who prevails out on top. H2E 141 though. H2E they are 4 men strong, whereas 141 have lost a player to the hands of Divine from 7th element. But the zone for now supports both of these teams.
Look,
So they can chill out a bit in this particular position.
they can, but look at how far Seventh Element is. They are literally taking shots from such a huge distance that it's gonna be literally impossible for H2E or 141 to invest in that fight because they are already invested in the fight with each other. The close range enemy is the more dangerous one, they assume, and that's the reason they're not going to be even looking towards the direction of Seventh Element, and they will just keep capitalizing on the numbers. Like the fight started with two very different teams. It was freestylers versus H2E, and then 141 comes for a third party, and then 141 gets fourth partied with Seventh Element. I mean, great capitalization there, man.
Oh, for sure, for sure. Great capitalization. But talking about Reggie side, this is a team which hasn't been performing that great. Okay, day number 3, they had a few games here and there where they had a lot of frags. And finally, I think they're showing up. 3x in a bit of trouble. 3x Kira, a 1v1 with knock, and great shots from Kira. I mean, the way that he uses the third person perspective, it's just great. It is just great. And Mars gets third partied from whom? Seventh element Tokosaurus. Seventh element is present in every fight, aren't they?
Absolutely. Seventh Element is capitalizing on anything they can get their hands on, or let's say, get their crosshairs on. But, well, there it is. As I said, after Quantum Rage starts losing one player, they just fall down like dominoes eventually. And there it is, 14th position for them. However, they are going to have 4 frag points for their elimination count, which is going to help them have a little bit of leverage over the other teams that are losing position without frags.
Uh huh. 52 esports though, left with just one Hassan. I don't know how much Hassan can achieve from here on. But he'll try his level best. 3x or desperate attempt. Desperate attempt. Zarbaf, look at the HP. Kira, no HP left as well. That should be it for 3x esports. Yes, Avenger goes down to Zarbaf's spray. Roshan is giving him enough time to heal himself, or is he? Nah,
Ooh.
he isn't. A great nade. A great nade right on top of his head. Zarbaf goes down. Regicide get those frags. But I've lost two different players in the process as well. Vaz and Knock. They have been eliminated and been thrown out of the lobby.
They have been, and well, Roshan again. We recently saw his name pop up in the top few players, and that just makes me have higher hopes and bigger expectations from the player. However, the team altogether might not be able to deliver as much considering the fact that there's only two more players remaining on their side. We do see Tough has also lost two players already, so they are not going to have a very beneficial run either. But Magnus still standing strong with all 4 players alongside Seventh Element, and surprisingly, HellRaisers up there with them.
Team QWERTY though, Badr gets taken down by Thug. Finally, X Generation stepping up. At least for one frag, I'd say that. Because they've lost Shamir Boy. And Shamir Boy has been the playmaker for this team, is what I feel like.
Yeah,
He was the star on day number one. He was the person keeping X Generation in day number two alive as well. But now again and again we've seen Shamir Boy falling and then X Generation falling apart as well. So X Generation really need to get themselves back together. Maybe buy Shamir Boy some Red Bulls before the game so that he can get back to the carrying ways.
well, absolutely. Shamir Boy is gonna need some energy to be able to survive longer so that X Generation can actually make a mark because they do have a great run going on from the first 2 days. But this isn't one that's going good for them. However, as we talked earlier, even if you have a bad day, you should be creating enough wiggle room for yourself to sustain that. And they did create enough wiggle room for sustenance. However, right now, Seventh Element looks way stronger, but Tokusaurus has no backup support for himself, and that just does not look like a great position for him.
Seventh element. I mean, still four players. There are they all are alive. But yeah, let's see how do they want to play this one out. Voltrux here, just floating down, trying to spot the players of X Generation. Next MVP, some shots being thrown in onto Edgar, but he's playing it a bit safe, and that's a good decision. That's a good decision not entering the compound because a player could be on any corner of it. They're taking the fights from outside. Next MVP finally needs to reset. A nade being tossed towards Dogger, dodges it out completely. Tarzan manages to get a knockout to Tokusaurus. So seventh element, a little bit of pressure.
A lot of pressure. There's nobody around. A vehicle has been already secured by Tabby. He's gonna make his way towards Tokusaurus, but is he gonna make it in time? And is he gonna be making it in enough, in enough safety to be able to make that revival possible? Because right now it looks like H2E is still having their eyes set on the right side.
Regicide though, both of the players, Avenger and Roshan, still managing to
Ooh.
survive. They spotted the last player of 52 esports. That's another squad eliminated. They were able to get three eliminations, so that will yield them 3 points. So that is definitely going to help them a bit. Tabby finally counters the knock from S2E, takes Tarzan down. I think so. The revival shouldn't be a matter of concern. And Regicide is also in a very passive position. So I don't think so. Seventh element would have a lot of problem with Team Regicide for now. But Tokusaurus, he
Whoa.
definitely has spotted Avenger. He definitely has spotted Avenger. Some shots were being exchanged, and now a nade as well. A nade on top of Avenger. Does it connect? Though is the question.
Ah,
It
it
was a
does.
good nade. It deals a good bit of damage, but the knock is still not achieved.
Well, I'm just glad that Tokusaurus could make it back to his feet, could make it back in the game because Tabby's support was more than necessary at that point, and I'm just glad that it happened. It happened just in time. However, it's about time for the circle to shrink in again, and it favors nobody, nobody at
Oh,
all.
what a nade though. What a nade from Avenger. It just landed onto Tokusaurus. He gets knocked out and gets instantly picked off as well.
Uh,
Somehow, even from the lower grounds, these nades go super high. And Tokusaurus has definitely learned a physics lesson there.
Absolutely, absolutely. However, seventh element still not on a very bad position to be very honest because three players surviving and six frags on their hands. So looking good. But Magnus just feels like they are gonna be able to sustain more man count considering the fact that they're in a very good position near the circle as well. Gonna be probably the first team that makes its way back in, and also one of the teams that is going to have a lot of infrastructure to themselves, a lot of real estate to to themselves, because look at the distance between the Magnus players. It is going to put them in harm's way when it comes to taking fights, but they are going to be able to make sure that anyone rotating between them is taken care of. However, right now a revival needs to happen quickly because fast is on a stretcher.
Shots being heard left and right. Tabby, he is the person who is responsible to just mark all these rotations, make sure you have that enough information. Magnus Esports though. Still surviving. Faster is down on the ground, but I think the revive is in the process. Zibian has a desert ghillie suit. This could be huge in the final zones if you remove your backpack. Tazan gets taken down from H2E. Assad takes down Roshan in the process, and he's been run over as well. So H2E, they lose a player, but then they get it back as well.
Well, H2E is gonna have to make sure that the player count does not fall shorter than this. They do have a great number of frags to their favor, but it's still only two players surviving from their side. However, seventh element X generation both doing good as a squad, not only as long as they're able to survive with all three men. However, Regicide and QWERTY don't seem like they're gonna be able to make much mark, but I'm happy with the number of frags that Regicide is able to secure for themselves, because in the end, those 10 points getting collected one after the other does help a lot. But look at that. Divine, just being divinely unstoppable.
North Esports, they are playing this late exchange game right now with their opponents. No one hitting the mark right now, though. A bit unfortunate. A lot of wasted nades there. But X generation, they need to be really careful because these silos are not very easy to play around. Not silos, but water tanks. I think is not easy to play around. So let's see Arif throwing another nade, just saying Kobe. Hopefully it connects, which it doesn't because it doesn't even get to the other side of this particular range where the players of Team X generation are positioned. But X generation, see the few first few games were not good, but if you talk about consistency, if you're in top five, you've got three frags, I'll give it to you. This is a decent performance from X Generation.
Well, the performance is definitely improving a lot, because X Generation, even though is one of the strongest teams that we are seeing in this tournament, did have a bad start of the day. But Magnus right now is going to be right in the crosshairs of North Esports, and we know how North Esports played the last one. Just running in and on a rampage of hits and runs and shots and every single thing they can get their hands on to try and get as many frags as possible. But right now, they have only one to tell. So let's see if Magnus makes it through.
Nightmare though. He was trying to take some shots. Now RF and Iron are trying to rotate, and it is Nightmare's job to help them do so while covering them. So let's see if he's able to do the job or not. I think he is. They get themselves to a good shack. Although it's completely open for the players of X Generation, and they spawn the player down and take him down completely. Nightmare finally activates, but then X Generation do have a risk to play around. So it is not going to be easy at all for them to be in that particular position, and Nightmare gets third partied as well. All down to Iron. He'll survive till the smoke is there, but as soon as the smoke fades away, Magnus, X Generation, there are a lot of teams who are out for blood right now and would love to enjoy that particular frag.
Absolutely, there's a lot of celebration that comes alongside the flag, because one man's despair is the other one's celebration. However, looking back, we have only five teams remaining. How quickly has this match just passed, or has the time just seemed like it's running faster for us? Because, I mean, I feel like this is not how quickly you go in with a map like Miramar. I feel like I feel like the time is moving faster.
It's only because the teams you've predicted are still in the game. That's
Probably
that's the reason. Hana, Magnus, Seventh Element, both there.
all three
Okay.
actually, even X generation.
Oh yeah. Okay, predicting top three teams. Super easy, yeah. Super easy to do. But it's okay. So it's okay. So seventh element divine. A great battle. They're dancing. Both the players are just dancing along each other. Voltrax low on HP, but the zone helps Voltrax out as well. He's able to get the knock. Voltrax will confirm the player. And seventh element, they lose another player, and it's just down to a solo player that is standing for seventh element, who takes care of Voltrax. So that means seventh element will at least have 10 frags to their name, 10 points to their name, plus some extra position points as well because they've got themselves in the top four position.
Well, let's see if this is going to be possible for seventh element to actually go ahead and rat this out till they are in the top two or top three teams. Because North Esports, well, if they die right now, if Iron dies right now, it's a bad start, because only one player surviving, that too not in a good position, has very few frags, only one frag to be very honest. And well, looking at the way the game is going between Magnus and XGeneration, Magnus looked really strong. I feel like the chicken I'm demanding from Magnus is about to arrive. And look at that, T24 OP takes Hunter down, and that just okay. X
But
generation, bye
Iron was
bye.
sitting just next to him. North Esports' Iron was sitting just next to the players inside the vehicle, but they did not know.
Well,
Finally, T24 is trying to make his move in.
look
He
at the
has
way
a
Iron
Baron
is
to play with
hiding.
his. Exactly. So finding him is gonna be very, very difficult. But the thing is, when T24, if he's able to get a knock and then even Iron comes out and gets a knock, that could be very,
Whoa,
very ambitious. But yeah, T24, he suicided there just to make sure that the frag does not go the way of Magnus. Magnus, they were looking, they were hunting for that frag, but they know every point is important, seventh element, and they give that frag away. Iron spotted
spotted.
down. Yeah, he's not even moving. He's not even moving. Zen gets that frag completely. It's a winner chicken dinner for the players of Team Magnus. You should be happy, right, Ahana?
I
Another
am
great
very
prediction.
happy. The whole day went completely in my favor, except for the one match where I expected another team, but it was Quantum Rage that made it. But yeah, very, very well played. I mean, I was really awaiting Magnus to take a chicken because, again, the team works really hard. Specifically, I feel a lot for Zibian because he has been doing way too much and not getting the chicken that he is supposed to. So there comes the second chicken for Magnus Esports with 19 total points. Not the greatest we've seen, but not bad either. I mean, as long as it rows your boat, go for it.
And that was it for game number 5, guys. We will be right back with some more statistics after this short little break.
Well, there it is. The most awaited chicken for the day, at least for me. I
Yes.
wanted Magnus to have it, and there it is. So, a great dinner for the night.
Hey, that's true. That's true. Magnus, they played it well. They played it with 4 players more importantly, and that's how you win a chicken. A good decision by the side of I'd say seventh elements player T24 to not give his frag away and
Yeah.
dive to your own molly. Yeah, man, great job. Not allowing Magnus another point. Otherwise, they've got 20 points in the game. Nah, you made it 19. You made sure that it is just 19 on the board.
Absolutely. However, I'm very impressed with the way the survival went for North Esports. However, the MVP of the game is gonna be T24 OP with 6 eliminations. He has way less heal this time than whatever he generally has. But look at that, a two-digit heal. Okay,
64 just, huh? He did not need. He was using a mini, so it kind of makes sense because he's the DMR person. If he's hitting his shots accurately, he won't take a lot of damage onto himself. But still, man, 64 is a bit too low, isn't it? He's
it
not
is.
healing himself and then uses a molly to finish him off. It doesn't make a lot of sense. But yeah, if it works for him, I really don't mind. If it works for him, if he's
Well,
okay with it, yeah, that's great.
yeah, I mean, today was a day filled with unexpected,
Ah, yeah,
things. And
yeah.
well, there it is. The top players again, very new names joining the lineup. We have Avenger from the side of Reggie side. We have Team H2E Asad stepping up. Drawlin has also made his way into the top players. However, it's weird that the players from the side of Magnus are on the last two positions, but still, well done nonetheless.
Yeah, Magnus, they did not focus a lot on eliminations
That's true.
and they survived early on. So it kind of makes sense for them to be on the later chart of top players. But yeah, I mean, who cares about these charts if you're winning the game, right? If you're getting those points on the board, these charts really don't mean a lot. But if you're eyeing at that price pool of $1,000, then it does in terms of him. So
Absolutely.
so at that point, you will definitely hope that you are in that particular chart. But yeah, talking about the match summary as well, most eliminations were achieved by T24. Although the highest damage done was 850, that too by Avenger. Highest assists by Zibian, and the most healing done by Tarzan in this game.
Yup. A lot of new names again popping up on the charts, and I am more than happy to invite them onto the top boards because, again, This has been a great shuffle. It might also have been a shuffle on the way we look at the match rankings. So let's take a look at that one and find out which teams have followed up Magnus Esports on this one. So there it is. The top position goes to Magnus Esports, and even though the elimination came in a little before North Esports, Seventh Element maintains a second position with only a 2 point difference.
Exactly, and North Esports is nowhere to be seen in top five, even though they ended up second.
Yeah.
That is the power of elimination points. That
Yep.
is why you need to have elimination points to your name. And I really want all of these teams to understand that if you're hoping for a very passive game, if you're hoping for all the four players alive and then in the final zone sort of a game, at that time you need that early fight so that you're at least able to get 3 4 points out of it. But then again, it needs to be very clean. So they have to make a decision. 6.6 plus 1 is not something you want when you're coming out second. You don't want just 7 points from a game in which you've worked very hard and achieved the second position. But that is what has happened in this game. 52 esports, 3 elimination points to their name, no placement point, which puts them in ninth, and then the number just keeps decreasing. Freestyle, previous two games, I'd say okayish performance, but here they were not even able to get a single point.
Absolutely. Freestyle did lose a lot right now. And I mean, considering the fact that Freestyle is one of the teams that was able to secure a chicken, it's
Yes.
disheartening. Once you start getting back on that track, you need to maintain it some way or the other, and it just did not seem that way today for Freestyle. So you need to buck up, and so does one for one official. But yeah, we will see who's where in the overall rankings just in a second. And there it is. Whew. The first position still ruled by Seventh Element with a difference of 29 point. The difference just keeps on maintaining itself. And Magnus Esports literally jumped all the way to position 2 with 103 on their charts.
103. I mean, that's a great number for Magnus Esports. This is a team we did not expect to see in top three.
Yeah.
But somehow they are here and
So
they've worked
is
hard for
Quantum
it.
Rage.
Oh, yeah, so is Quantum Rage. 84 points to their name. XGeneration, okay, they still. Now they'll understand the value of those chicken dinners, I think.
Yeah.
Not getting those chicken dinners, always ending second, third, fourth sometimes. Consistency definitely there, but consistency would only get you till fourth position. But sometimes you do need those chicken dinners to achieve that first position.
Absolutely. And just like I was talking right after the Erangel matches were done, the 3x esports is not going to sustain the position anymore. They are going to drop way down. And look at that. All the way from second position, they have dropped to seventh. Mm, that's
And I
that's tricky.
and I ate on the verge of being put to the second page.
Yeah.
That's that is not something we expected after day number one, is it? I mean, I8 was superb on day number one. 40 points, I think 40, 45 points to their name. And in 2 days, they're able to just accumulate 25 points.
Yep.
That's not at all good. I8, not the best possible 2 days.
Exactly. And well, Team H2E and the Grounders have also made themselves known. They have pushed themselves all the way to the first page. And look at that. Finally, a shuffle in our bottom teams. Team Star has now fallen slightly behind to Team Negatives. However, actually, if you look at the points, they are literally equal. But yeah, Team Negatives does get to go a little higher up on the chart. But yes, one for one officials, they literally were on the first page before the beginning of today. They have fallen back big time. But Reggie side has picked themselves up quite a little.
Yes.
And I feel like
Even
if they are
QWERTY.
consistent, they might be able to make their way in. North Esports, great game. Team QWERTY, they have a chicken. I want them to move into the first page. And well, I want XGeneration to have a chicken now. It's been a while. They've been ruling the first page since the beginning, but no chickens so far. And I think the lack of chickens is the biggest reason that they
Yes.
have fallen so back down today.
That could be correct. That could be correct. X generation not having those chickens is hampering them a lot. And now I hope. I mean, week number one still has 2 more days left,
Yeah.
right? We still have Saturday. We still have Sunday's game left, and Sunday's fifth game as well, which will be the
Yep.
map of Weekendy. So a very important game is still on the cards. So would love to see how does that particular game go. But talking about the day's summary, here are the winners with some statistics in game. So BABLU, I'd say the lowest possible chicken is what they got. 8 frags to their name, just 1200 damage overall on the map of Sanhok. But then the games just got interesting and interesting, with seventh element getting two back-to-back chickens on the map of Miramar. Somehow Quantum Rage popped out of nowhere, and Magnus topped it off, finished it off with the chicken of their own.
Absolutely. But look at the number of knockouts coming in from the side of seventh elements. It's huge. 15
Oh
and 13.
yes,
No team is even
yes,
entering the double digit, knockout zone other than them. And well, if you talk
correct.
about eliminations as well, seventh element did great. Quantum Rage had
Hmm.
15, but seventh element did have 13 and 19 in different matches. And that's amazing. That's
Yes,
very good.
that's definitely a good number to achieve, and overall a great day. I mean, overall a great
Yes.
day of PUBG Mobile that we just saw. Pakistan as a region, I think some improvements could be done, but they are definitely following the legacy of being a very aggressive region.
Absolutely. And while they are following the legacy, I would want to take this time to let you know you can follow us on all of our social handles to make sure that you're constantly
Yes.
updated with all of the details that are coming up for the next matches and all of the details of the matches you might have missed in the past, so that you know exactly who to root for. And before even the match starts, maybe make some
Mhm.
predictions like I do, because the chat box would really look very well flooded if you were able to like go ahead and put some information in there. However, we will have much more excitement, much more thrill coming on your way for tomorrow. But for tonight, this was it. I'm your host, Anna Aiden, joined by Fritz for the day. But this is going to be my call of the night. And that's it. See you next time.